Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Manfeild Circuit Crusaimon here in the mighty Manawatu. I'm Steve Daniel, part of the commentary team, and of course a new man to the scene, but not a new man to you, Ben Jenkins. Welcome along, mate.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a different sort of feeling being on the other side of the fence, but an opportunity that I'm relishing this weekend to stand alongside you for a couple of days and have some learnings. But yeah, we're here at Manfeild and it's going to be one hell of a weekend.
It's a great weekend, it's a great track, it's a fast track, but of course one thing we're going to do in a couple of days' time is turn it all around.
That's it, 100%. You know, we've got a double header, 2 rounds, and we're turning it around on Sunday to come back on an all-new format, an all-new track here at Manfeild. So it's going to be challenging for the drivers to turn their cars around in just 24 hours to come back up the other side of Manfeild, and we're looking forward to seeing how it's going to go.
Look, you're a D1NZ pro drifter. You have been for many, many years. I think, what are we talking, 12 years, 13 years in the D1NZ for you?
Yeah, I think I've been in the competitions for around 10 to 11 years, my brother being 13. So yeah, it's definitely a different feeling to jump on the other side, but looking forward to it.
Now, you are a round winner. You've won a round before. What's the feeling when you actually go out there and get to stand on the top spot just over there?
Well, yeah, it's an insane feeling, especially getting on any step of the podium and good results, especially for your team. You know, we're a massive team sport with so many people involved to just get cars into the pit lane behind us. So it's an amazing thing to get on the podium, and it's just a real big celebration for your team and the efforts put in to get to the events and to get the silverware at the end.
So, of course, we're going to move into pro sport qualifying shortly. We're going to see the best of the pro sport. Now, that's where you essentially started yourself.
That's it. We both, my brother and I, started in the pro sport ranks and came up through, and it's a lot challenging coming from pro sport into pros. We're going to see the different speeds of the cars here. So, yeah, the qualifying, a lot of people have been driving so well just before. The pro sports were driving very, very well. There were some good practice battles, so looking forward to this qualifying coming up.
There's a few nice looking cars. One's just behind us. It's a beautiful E92. It's a pretty special car, D-Spec of course, and of course that is Jason Wu. That's a driver that's going really, really well. He's been hanging out a little bit further down the road from you at Mary doing some work.
Definitely, Skyzow does some amazing work, builds some really top quality cars, and Jason has been driving for many years for Sky and Sky's D-Spec team, so it'll be good to see how he can adapt down here at Manfeild and drive that pretty impressive E92 BMW down here.
Look, the weather has been absolutely crazy. We've seen a bit of everything so far, I'd say this weekend, but the weekend has really just started. We've seen rain, it's dry underfoot at the moment, probably exactly what the drifters are going to be wanting to see today.
100%. When I first turned up, it was still quite wet out there, and definitely it sounded like it was quite challenging for their first practice at that new layout this morning, and then the dry weather for their practice for their qualifying, which means it all this afternoon.
Now, what have you been up to? Because we haven't really seen a lot. I mean, you just seem to be, I don't know, keeping it reet.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background, whether it be those giveaways you probably see me annoying you on your social media, and then very, very busy with work life. I run Phoenix Radiators, a radiator company that supports a whole lot of drivers. So yeah, it's just been a good year to take a bit of a reset, do the local round at Hampton Downs, and then we'll be back, my brother and I, in our GT86s at Bay Park in a month's time.
Of course, Bay Park, that's a place to be. It's on the, I think, 10th and 11th of May. The concrete jungle, certainly a place that we're going to be sticking it to the wall.
Oh yeah, Bay Park, it's one hell of a party and it's one hell of an event, so it's definitely one on the calendar. Everyone looks forward to. The crowd gets involved, so definitely people need to get down to Bay Park in a month's time.
Look, we're going to see the best of New Zealand drifting at Bay Park. It's one hell of an experience, and for me, it's my home.
100%. We're bringing the party for the final, grand final, down to Bay Park, your home, and a lot of these drivers' actual homes as well. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be an epic event this year, and it only gets better every time.
All right, look, I think we're ready to maybe get these pro sport drivers out there on track. The other thing I'm ready for is Bay Park. Check out what we've got coming on.
The Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase, which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other, with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration, and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at D1NZ.com.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2024, the grand finale at Bay Park Stadium. Tickets, of course, on sale now. Check it out on D1NZ.com. Well, Ben, welcome to the commentary box. Welcome to the show. So I can't wait. Look at that. It's quite nice to see a bit of dry.
Here we go, Manfeild. Looking forward to this Pro Sport qualifying. It's dry. It was wet this morning.
It's dry. It's definitely dry, and that's where we want to be. There goes Shannon Davison-Redman out there on enjoying the North Island weather. Can't hear us. Hello, Shannon. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, there he goes. 2 fingers up. That's the best way. Better than one anyway.
Yeah, a bit of a hiatus from Shannon. It's been a while since we've seen him in the competitive ranks, so it's good to welcome him back here. And I believe he's driving in Pro this weekend in the James Dudley machine.
Wow, we talk about Pro. Here's Pro Sport, the breeding ground of future Pro champions, and there they are out on track. Few new drivers. Nathan Williams, he's a beautiful-looking orange car. It wasn't Cole Armstrong's old car, honest.
Yeah, there's definitely not many of those. There's definitely not many of those in the drifting championship world. Even I don't even know if I've seen one anywhere else competing.
V36
and a four-door and a sedan.
And yeah, four-door sedan. Hello everyone, how's it going? So, what's your bro up to?
Troy's busy, work life, doing a whole lot of things behind the scenes. He's just recently bought a boat as well, so he's been doing a whole lot of fishing.
Oh, Gaz Wider.
Yeah, that's the natural progression.
Absolutely.
Gaz Wider jumping out there on a boat, but it's been an amazing summer, and he's done a bit of driving with me as well, and he'll be back here, like I said, Bay Park.
Bay Park, the place to be, 17,800 seats. The 451-metre oval that is normally known to be the fastest speedway track in the country becomes the home of drift. And it's a place that we'd all want to be.
Epic place. Love Bay Park. Have had some amazing battles there. We've seen some amazing battles there, so it's going to be good to be back there in a month's time.
Well, it's Pro Sport time. Of course, this is a Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship round number 3 and 4.
Yeah, double header. Back to our post-COVID times.
So, Ben, what we're doing today is we're going to go through and start with qualifying. The qualifying is for, hey, there goes 3 beautiful, amazing people. And, yeah, I'm trying to work out which one of the 3 were. Myself, you, and one of those guys, and then we've got the other judges.
That's it. There we go.
Well, there they are. We've got JT on the left-hand side, New Zealand's first ever drift king, Andrew Redwood, the man who is known for being the king of angle, and then Jod Counter on the right-hand side.
Definitely some experience between all 3 of those men.
It's actually Joel Counter, so there was just obviously a typo in there. But yeah, Tony Counter's dad will be quick to message me and say, Steve, they got it wrong. You know what my response will be? Well, your son's got it wrong for the last... No. Oh, it's certainly great to be here. One of my favourite tracks to come along to is Manfeild. It's a great place. It's fast, it's flowing.
It definitely is. It's technical. It's got a high-speed sweeper on this first track layout we're going to run. And then obviously we haven't seen competition on this new layout we're going to see on Sunday. But amazing track. It's rich in New Zealand motorsport history, and it's just great to be down here. And the weather holding off for this qualifying. Fingers crossed it'll hold off for the pro qualifying straight after. Hello
to Tori Mila over there. Yeah, there they are, waving the camera. I'm not sure who that is. I think that might be it's my daughter.
Great taxi driver. Actually, picked me up from the airport.
Oh. Better driver than her mother. Well, this is the S section. We'll see them race through Splash, which is sort of the centre of the shot, coming through that Marshall Point. And then, I mean, it's just so fast and flying, but the thing you talk about is the technicality.
Definitely. So, high speed, high commitment sweeper into Splash. And Splash, you need to use the grip on the side of the car to get it through into that middle S section we were just looking at before. It is a very technical corner, and you've definitely got to spot your marks to be able to make it through that corner without ending up in the kitty litter.
So we're here to see them head down, start to accelerate through this point here, and they're basically grabbing gears at this point, and you'll see a couple of little blue cones. I think the sort of middle shot, that's where we'll get them clutch kicking into life.
100%, and that is a very...
This point here, we've got 2 cones there. That one there is like you got to get the nose to the left-hand cone and then immediately flick the rear of the car to hit the second of the cones, on the right-hand side. Very
fast, an aggressive split switch through Splash, and like I said, don't end up in that kitty litter, which we can see some people have ended up in there in practice. And then high commitment and a full throttle all the way to the last corner.
So we'll see them, they'll hit this blue cone here, they'll switch up again, and so this one here, I think that's a clipping point. I think that there's only one clipping point in this entire, that's another zone. You'll see that by two.
Into the zone, high up, and then we need to switch right across the track and right up high before we...
Yes.
Into the zone there before we get down to that ripple strip and finish the section up high again on the back straight.
How flowing is it when you actually come through that section?
It is. It really is a flowing section, and it's a lot of commitment. But when you get it right, it feels really, really good in the car. High grip allows you to have a lot of commitment going into that corner.
How much would you love to try the reverse section on Sunday?
Yeah, I definitely have a bit of FOMO with that when I saw that come out. Andrew Redwood and the team done an amazing job getting another track layout out of this track for us, so we can see 2 different racetracks over the weekend for the 2 rounds. So hats off to the judges and the boys, and it looks like it's going to be an epic track come Sunday. I'm looking forward to it.
I certainly can't wait. Now, of course, you're going to be joining Stephen McIver in the lane on Sunday. The lane, of course, that's the pit area, and you are the technical expert.
That's it, an idea I've had for a while with Brendan, and I'll be down there going through some technical things with the cars and just showing you a little bit more into that, and a little more into the cars.
Who's that guy from V8 Supercars? Larkham, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. You could call me Larko from Wish.
Yeah, of course, the Repco Supercars heading to Taupo International Motorsport Park. Tickets are sold out, but certainly you can check it all out on Sky Sport.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Next weekend?
It is, next weekend. I'm popping down there with Fang and Dan, and we're putting on a show and doing the demos.
Oh, there we go.
Graham, can you pick up the cars commuting, please? Graham, to your left. Pan to your left, Graham, please.
Well, there's a huge crowd here today. It's a sellout. We drove past the supercars on the way here, and that place is looking incredible.
Yeah, definitely. They put on a... Tony Quinn, he's taken these racetracks around the Australasia, and he just does an amazing job of presenting a racetrack.
And I know. All right, so it looks like Greg, our grid man down there, is getting ready to release the cars. The first car out on track will be Nathan Williams. So I'm just glad that we are on track and time-wise, because we were definitely looking at getting them out there at 2:45, and that is the time.
Yeah, here we go. First car is heading out. We're sending the whole grid out.
Oh man, he just dabbed. That's so 1982. Beautiful though, great beard. That guy's a Chelsea fan. I'm sorry about it. Well, here we go. What are we looking at? This is okay, Daniel Edwards on the top. Keisuke Nagashima sitting in second place. Great first up championship result for him at Taupo.
100%. Great to see Keisuke up there, and also great to see Daniel Edwards get back from having an early crash at Hampton Downs, get back out there to make his way through and win the whole event. So.
Adam Whitehead, Aaron Habib had a fantastic round at, well, your place, we'll say.
Definitely. Aaron drove amazing in that BMW at Hampton Downs.
And Justin Patterson as well. Ryan Parry, Zach Zayden, Dean Young, Roddy Knowles and Matty J. That is the top 10 currently in the standings for the Pro Sport Championship. Further down, we've got Isaac Ulrich, Curtis Lilly, Sam Rawson, Digger, Daniel Smith, Matty Brown, James Jeffries, Aidan Daly, Daniel Krinkle, Braden Meth. He had a good qualifying result, qualified top last time, and Sam Edinburgh.
Sam Edinburgh and Fangadan's old VF Commodore from Christchurch.
Now, so it's Edinburgh, like Edinburgh in Scotland, and I've been getting it wrong. Now, you can't get it wrong, because if you do, it's like I'm commentating the Jenkins.
Well, I've given you so much stick about that over the years, haven't I?
All right, well, there's talking about the VIP guys. There's the VIP guys up there. These guys travel all the way up from Christchurch for each round of the D1NZ. But this is a brand spanking new car. It's a new build. This is the D-Spec Racing Drift Academy New Zealand. It's an E92 Eurofighter BMW. Jason Wu behind the wheel.
100%. That's in the beautiful car built by Sky and his D-Spec team. I've had an up-close look at that with an LS3 in it. And a TTI sequential gearbox. It really is an amazing car if you get a chance to go have a look at that car.
What sort of radiator does he use?
It's got a Phoenix in the back, that's for sure. Sky uses all my product. Just a little bit of a plug.
Well, he's got an LS1. It's an NA, so naturally aspirated. It's a little bit different to what's... I don't believe he's at 450 horsepower. Of course, it says S14 on there, but that's no longer an S14. Brand new debut for Jason Wu. Wasn't a San Sylvia. It's a big boy now. Talking about a big boy moving up into the Pro Sport Championship. It is this gentleman right here. Nathan Williams out of the mighty Waikato. And of course, he's got some car that's relatively well known in drifting.
He's the first. How do I turn the car?
All right, well, here is the first one today. Oh, the wiper blades are on, and Waikato Auto Locksmiths. It is Nathan Williams behind the wheel. Got to remind these guys, stop vaping in the car.
Long lead up into the section here on our traditional Manfeild section for round 3 as we go around the cones to shoot up the engine.
Well, we'll see him start to grab. If you grab those gears as the windscreen wipers come on, well, it's going to be a wet one, I'd say, as we get straight into angle. Oh, wheel off.
It looks pretty slippery out there on that initiation. He's grabbed a little bit of grip to try and pull through Splash.
And of course, Splash, that's the well-known term to that area through. Oh,
definitely looks like tough conditions out there for his.
and really tough. It's his first time he's ever competed in the D1NZ. He said he's been hoping to get into doing so. And look, this is the first run, and we'll be running, I think, groups of drivers. And here comes Manawatu's first lady of drift in the 2J Engineering EFI and Turbo A31 Safiro. It is Jody Bell. Great to have Jody step into the ranks for the D1NZ Pro Sport Championship.
Definitely great to see her out there and at a home track. She does a lot of work around Manfeild Park, doesn't she?
Well, you can certainly see that how much work she does, because she's got the Manawatu Car Club pop-up tent and everything. She's certainly got herself sorted out. So let's see how Jody Bell can go. If there's one person that's going to go A-OK under these weather conditions, it'll be Jody.
Yeah, definitely on that run up, looking very slippery. These
See what I mean?
Haven't done. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when you do
Very
that.
challenging on that initiation, Steve.
Do not talk nicely about anyone, because then they bin it, throw it away, and it makes me look like it was my fault. Look, if you're tuning into Facebook, a very warm welcome along to everybody. Nathan Williams, he's on 1 point at the moment, and I would say Jody Bell is going to be the same thing. She's going to grab the gear, and we'll just make sure the door's locked so that chicken doesn't come through and beat me for talking up his... Yeah, so look, they started with reverse practice order earlier on this morning. Then they moved in and have been doing basically the standard section that we're used to running in. And now it started to rain. Get away from that concrete wall, Jody.
This track is definitely a very challenging track when it's slippery, and even when it's half, a little bit dry, what might be at the end. It's definitely a big challenge. So if they can get through these and just get some solid qualifying points, that'll move them into obviously tomorrow.
All right, so who is our next driver? Luke Chapel-Sayer. So a new car for us from that one there. This is, so Luke, I don't think I've seen him out here. Might be his first one. That, or I just haven't been paying attention.
This is Safiro with an LS1 in it. Definitely something different. You don't normally see Safiros. You don't see many Safiros out here at the moment anyway. Here he goes.
Yeah, of course, the A31.
On that lead up. Definitely looks really slippery on the entry here. Can he keep it on? Can he keep it on? Right outside to that outside line. Moving into switch on that ripple strip. Just keeping it together. Transitioning into that high outer zone. It looks really wet there now. Keep it together, he's going to get some points.
And he'll come through to finish. This is the hairpin, the last section of the lap here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon, and comes through to finish. Wow, that has to be the result that's going to send him straight to the top of the leaderboard, considering the shockers of poor old Nathan Williams and Jody Bell before, as we get ready for Matt Kitto.
Another new car into the Pro Sport ranks, is it, Steve?
Yeah, beautiful car too. I say that about anything that's an S13, probably my favourite. Did you guys run some S13s back in the...
I definitely did. My first comp car was an S13, yeah.
And how much are they? They must cost a fortune these days.
Yeah, 100%.
For any that are left. All right, well, it's got the red lights on, the demon lights.
initiates in nice and wide and too wide. Just be careful on that slippery grass, not end up in that marshal box as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Marshal box 3's down there in the centre of splash, and every time I see somebody go off, I cringe.
Very close. I saw Sam West get very close to that marshal box in practice just before. Definitely looks like a bit of a challenge, Steve.
It can't be easy. I mean, how would I know? You're the superstar of drifting. And it's my story. Hey, 78.3 for Luke in his last lap. Oh, here goes Jason Wu. We've talked this one up. We'll see how Jason can go. So this one here, of course, a D-Spec Racing Drift Academy E92 Eurofighter.
That's it. Jason's done a lot of driving recently. He does a lot of driving regardless, whether it be at Mary or Hampton Downs. So let's see what sort of score he can put on the board here in this beautiful car.
Well, he will start grabbing gears. So when he first started, see, I just don't want to curse him, but when he first started, he was putting in constant, like 40-point qualifying scores, and it wasn't very good. But the next time he came out, he put in a 42, and the next time he came out, it was a 44. After, you know, after 30 championships rounds, this guy's been putting in solid sort of 80s, 90s. He's been right up there, and I've said for many years that every time Jason comes out, he's worth 2 points more. And for a brand new car, that was a good lap.
That was a very good run. A couple of little challenging aspects in there for him, with some steering adjustments coming into that last top zone, but all in all, with the conditions of what it was, of the commitment to the clips, to the zones of what Jason just put on was a pretty damn good lap.
Well, we'll see as soon as it comes through, and an 82 to sit on the top is Jason Wu. Let's talk about how the judging is. So we've got 3 judges, and each of them sets a score. So in this case, Andrew Redwood, he said, I think that was an 82. Joel Counter said, well, I think it's an 86. JT wasn't as happy. He said, well, no, this is a 78. What we do is we add the scores together, subtract them by the number of judges we've got, and it gives us a medium. So in this case here, the average score was 82 points. So Daniel Caldwell, he's the next person out on track, and one of the 2 VIP. This will be the VIP frames and trusses.
Yeah, very impressive car built by his team, and Tiger White looks after this car down in Christchurch. Nice initiation there, and he's no wavering. He's right out on the edge of the track on that sweeper.
So at this point, yeah, needs to bring the nose down, and he's done an okay job considering the weather conditions. Great lock and not a lot of movement in his front wheels, which is always a good thing to see.
100% no front wheel wavering, and he's coming out to this outer zone. Just dropping a wheel there before flicking into the last top zone. Can he finish it off and grab some points? Just be able to grab some points out of that, I believe. God, it looks like some challenging conditions out there.
I'm sure you're just overly jealous that you can't be behind the wheel of... So what we're doing is we've sent them out in groups. Now Nathan Williams hasn't gone out, so maybe issues with the car. He's got until the end of this bracket to bring his car back out. But Jodie Bell, she's back out to try and set a score. One amongst the judges on the last time. She's sitting in 4th place.
This is a great idea, a bit of a change.
Launch Master Willie just said, you're the baddest girl on the D1 circuit. Launch Master Willie, we agree. So if you're tuning in live via Facebook, welcome along to the D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Of course, I think you can find us on YouTube as well today, making sure we're getting out to the masses. Let's see what Jodie can do. Got the black helmet on. She looks like the Stig.
Coming off a 1-point run last run, so let's see if she can tidy it up and grab some points this time. High commitment entry.
She's got this. That is me. Take out that. Yeah.
Definitely challenging on that sweeper.
In the old days of style points, that's definitely what I would have liked to have seen. Benji Gabby agrees about Tiger White, your earlier comment. Welcome along, everybody. Tell us where you're from if you're tuning in. Let's have a look at the Dale ITM replay as Jodie just over-rotates. Hang on, that's got an RB in it, doesn't it? But she's sponsored by 2J Engineering. Do you think that's part of the reason?
Could be, you never know.
Have you run an RB before?
Never have. My brother Troy, but not me.
Proud of you. Okay, apologies for the RB hate. You guys be used to it when you're building your engines all the time.
Right, this looks like our second run from Luke Chappell-Sawyer.
So Luke in his first run was a 78.3. Currently sitting in second position. We'll try and move that a little bit further on. Daniel Caldwell, 73.7 in third place currently.
See if he can navigate this tricky sweeper with these conditions. It looks full wet on that sweeper from here. Not a bad switch into splash. Can he get it out nice and wide to that clip? He can. Hold it together up to this zone. He's done a pretty good job of that.
And then he'll get ready to switch it up. Get around this left-hand hairpin.
Can he finish it off?
Never a problem. Oh, there it
Look
goes.
at the rain on that angle. Not a bad lap. Not a bad lap there from Luke in those challenging conditions, and possibly his first qualifying session that man's ever done.
Yeah, I'd say it would be. Now, how many drivers we got in the Pro Sport today? I think it is 22. Actually, I just have to move this. So, no, it isn't. It is 26 drivers in Pro Sport. And a big hello to Warren Sear. Warren says, I can't quite read this, it says, about time you... I've got a decent driver on the air. Do we miss Cole? That's what he said.
Yeah, definitely. Where is Cole? What's Cole up to, Steve?
He's just been a proud dad, a proud businessman. He'd like me to mention Armstrong Plumbing and Papamara, of course.
Yeah, Matt Kitto in this S13. See if he can navigate this sweeper to get to the rest of the section. High angle, but it's, yeah, definitely challenging for him.
These guys will be like, why did you have to rain right at the perfect time? What are the pros thinking too? They're going to come up straight afterwards.
That's it. It's the curse. It's the curse. After a full dry practice session, then you come into a full wet.
He definitely got those zones.
He got those zones, and unfortunately, that's going to be 2 wheels off. What a 0.
What does the F mean in front of the radiator? I just noticed there was a...
Yep, that's my brand. Oh, brand.
Okay. So one of the great things about this, being in this seat here, especially on the Fridays of a D1NZ, is getting the opportunity to talk about Phoenix radiators, keep it read, you know, sliding people into...
No, it's not about me, mate. It's about these talented drivers we're watching in front of us. As we see him come through here, he had it collected. He had it collected until he tried to reach this zone here. Too slippery, too much throttle, and unfortunately that is going to be 3 wheels off, 4 wheels off, and 0.
Now, these drivers here are on radial tyres versus the semi-slicks that we're used to seeing in the Pro Championship. What's the difference between the two in this sort of situations, especially when you add rain to the mix?
100%. Some people say that a radial dissipates the water faster and better, and some semi-slicks do it a lot better as well. So the Pro Sport's being on a 235 radial tyre, so the easiest way to explain that is that there's a normal tyre you put on your commercial car for driving daily to work, and the Pros are on a 265 semi-slick tyre, which is for motorsport use only and some heavy street use, but you wouldn't be putting them onto your normal road car to be driving down to the shops, that's for sure.
I mean, most of you... Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at the leaderboard at the moment. This is qualifying for round number 3. Jason Wu sits on the top with Luke Chappell-Sawyer in second position. Daniel Caldwell, a great job by him in the South Island, currently sitting in third place from Matt Kitto, Jody Bell and Nathan Williams. That's our top 6, our first 6, and we'll be ready to bring out our next group. Of course, Jason Wu, his turn to go through as well and try and up the qualifying. He's sitting in first position at the moment, 82 points. Are we going to see an 88, a 90? Where the conditions, but a great driver. If anyone can, maybe Jason Wu can.
Yeah, an amazing lap before considering the conditions. So let's see what Jason can put down now. A couple little tweaks on the sweeper maybe. It was a pretty impressive lap, so let's see him fire in here.
Man, that looks sketchy. Just grabbed the gas and it just lit up.
That's it. He's playing with the throttle. There's definitely we can hear that little bit of barking on the LS3, and we've got some contact. He definitely nailed that zone into splash.
Well, he still sets it up. Of course, we know that that's just going to be a points deduction. It was probably with the rear of the car. This is just me being a commentator and a bit of a prick, really. also with the rear of the car and just knocking that on. They've got a bit of work to do, maybe.
If that looked like his car was set up for a bit of dry running there, Steve, that was definitely a different sort of lap than his first lap. Obviously, the conditions as well had definitely changed.
Well, let's have a look and see what happened there as we see the Dale ITM replay. So Jason Wu firing it through in the E92 Eurofighter, and then, I didn't see a wheel go off.
Yeah, well,
I didn't see the codes move.
The judges are definitely looking at it a different way, whether it's 1 or 2 wheels in that. We'll find out soon when they deliver us the score. But
so you've done a bit of everything. You are a current driver, a great driver, and then you've done some judging before?
correct, I did some judging last year myself, Darren Kelly and Taylor James. We judged around last year, and it was, yeah, I'm sort of getting to experience all the different aspects, you know, whether it be commentating or judging or even driving. So it's definitely cool, and it's cool to give back. I just can't relax. I can't stay home, and I can't do nothing. I have to still be involved.
They've got pills for that. Oh, so let's talk about what's Ben Jenkins' favourite track.
Favourite track? It's a toss-up, really. I love Taupo, and I love Bay Park.
What's it like when you are behind the wheel at Bay Park? You've got 10,000 people out there in the audience screaming as you get released. You see the lights come up and it goes green.
Pumps you up. The atmosphere at Bay Park just turns it to another level, and the sort of driving we see there, it definitely just turns it up. So you can see all the people in the crowd. You can see your crew on that wall of that short run up, and it's so intense to fire into that concrete wall at Bay Park. The first and second time you do it, it's an unreal feeling. So looking forward to getting back there in a month's time for Bay Park. Put on a show. Your hometown.
Yeah, it was 5k away from here. I used to work at Bay Park as well. We don't do that anymore. I've got a new job.
New job.
Yeah, I've got a new job. It's great. Get to work in motorsport.
DC lined up here in this epic S15. I'm pretty sure this S15 actually has some D1 history. I'm pretty sure that's the Phil Sutherland
is it?
Vernon car from years ago. So that's had some good results through D1. And Dan drives this thing amazingly. I've seen him drive in Christchurch and other rounds. He's definitely stepped up his driving, him and Sam in the VIP team.
And while we're there, big shout out to all the team from Drift South. Of course, Drift South, amazing championship down in the South Island. They get around all the different tracks, and it's pretty cool. Cool people, cool drivers.
Definitely. Here he is firing into this sweeper. A little bit, maybe a misgear there, I don't know, but he's flicked it into a very controllable angle. Some good angle there out of DC.
It's a lot of speed out there too. I mean, sometimes when you're in conditions like that, you've got to go up and work out how fast do I want to push it into the turn. And DC's just gone on, totally, at home pushing it at any speed.
That's it. You can definitely see his commitment, and we can hear his throttle commitment as well. So he's committed into this lap for sure. A couple of little wheel drops there that might definitely have an effect on his score, but overall, considering it looks like a bit of a lake out there, that was a pretty good lap.
Well, third position currently with a 73.7. We'll see the replay and see if it improves.
Max commitment there onto the outer zone as he flicks up into just dropping a wheel there.
No, the track moved.
If he hadn't have done that, I definitely think this lap was going to be a great lap.
All right, well, here comes the second. This is Sam Edinburgh.
And the X-Fang and Dan Commodore, he's made of his own, wrapped it black, VIP.
Who, you or your bro, I don't know if it was the VE or the...
I drove the VZ.
The VZ.
Many years ago.
Now, where was that? Was that in...
Hampton Downs. Yep. Here we go. Now, this is a big car. This is a big car, Steve, to be flicking in the rain in this sweeper. I don't think Sam's ever driven here. Big commitment. Nice and wide entry on this sweeper.
I was down in one of the pit bays, and I hear, man, that car sounds awesome. I was talking to a pro driver. The pro driver was Fanga Dan. The car he was talking about, this one here on screen right now. VIP structural steel out of Christchurch. They come up to each round of the D1NZ.
They do. They've got the bug for drifting, these two, and a couple of their boys, and they build some really cool cars. Sam got into his drifting many years ago. He bought Troy's S15 off him, and he's been competing in that in Drift South, and now he's building that into a big pro car.
You and your bros' cars have always been amongst the best presented cars that I think D1NZ's ever seen.
We're trying to keep them to a high standard, Steve.
It's always nice. It's just a shame that there's not two identical cars out there.
We'll be back at Bay Park. This was a really good lap from Sam. Obviously, it was a slight wheel drop there just after the splash, it might have been. It seems a lot of people are getting a wheel off there, but he finished the lap off quite strong. So it's going to be a pretty good score for Sam coming through in a second, I believe.
Well, look at this guy out here, okay? There's two guys out there, both of them in black, but one of them happens to be Launch Master Willie. Launch Master Willie at Hampton Downs had absolutely bucketed down, and he was in his shorts and his t-shirt. He was told, do you want a jacket, do you want a such and such? He's like, what rain are you talking about? It's not even raining. But let's have a look and see what's going to happen in this lap. This man here led the competition when it came to qualifying from the previous round at your place. No? Who got the top spot?
It was the other CK Earthworks S15, the ex-Keg DKM car.
That's right.
Janet. Yeah.
See, Cole would have just said, you got it wrong, Steve, you're such an idiot. Ben Jenkins, he's just like, Steve, you got it wrong, like shaking his head. Thank you.
Braden flicking in, we can hear that throttle. High commitment. This is so slippery over there. He was off throttle through splash for so long, but he seems to have pulled it together as he comes through to this zone. He gets out there, doesn't drop the wheel that we've been seeing, but it definitely looks a bit challenging for Braden, but he's putting on a pretty damn good lap here.
Man, I just love the sound, all the farts and whistles that we're hearing.
He's definitely got a high gearing, or he's down a gear, but it seems to be working for him for that lap. He pulled off a fairly tidy lap, considering the conditions coming down here in Manfeild.
Will he come through to finish off the lap as we get out of the hairpin? Of course, what we see is the finish of qualifying lap here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon will be the start on Sunday as we flip it and turn it around. And they are definitely slipping the grip. So if you are tuning into Facebook, welcome back. I believe we lost you and we've brought you back. A little technical error. But we're not back yet anyway, so it was a cool story, but no one can hear it. All right, let's go back and check out this run here. Daniel Crinkle behind the wheel.
One of the only Saurers that would be actually competing in New Zealand in any competition, so it's good to see a Saurer out there. Daniel had a good conversation with him at Hampton, and he's relishing the opportunity of being involved in competing in D1, so let's see what sort of lap he can put down here in the torrential conditions.
How many cars are in this JD team? I think there's 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. There's definitely 2 competing in the Pro Sport with James and the S15.
So for the RB fans, I went down here and I thought it was James's car that I was looking under the bonnet. So knowing that James Rookie Jeffries has got an RB, I came through and immediately insulted the engine. And James said, why don't you look again? And I said, what do you mean? And he was like, that's a 2J. Like, as a 2J fan, surely you would have noticed I had to eat humble pie and admit I'm an idiot.
Definitely a challenging day for the judges here to get these right, these points for these boys. And obviously a challenging day behind the wheel, but we're yet to see a flawless run in the rain. But this not bad on the sweeper into his first zone there, Steve. That was definitely a good zone from Daniel.
Well, we'll see as he comes through to finish, comes out, fills out that outer zone. And of course, this is all about the outers. There's no inside clips on this round here. Everything is an outer zone or an outer clipping point.
That's it. And then come battle time, all outer clips promotes epic chases. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing these chases tomorrow during competition.
Well, as we see one of 2 of the RHP Reed and Harrison performance cars out of Mount Maunganui. and Matamata. This is Aidan Daly. RB25 under the bonnet of this S14, making their line. There's no way it's 500. That's the Dailies. Those guys there from RHP. It's got to be 800 in his line.
100% in his first season here. And another car that's got some rich history in D1NZ.
Which one is this one here?
This is the ex-Gareth Grove car.
Oh, really? That's the giant killer car. So that car there would be well known as the car that basically knocked Nico Reid out at Pukekohe in the top 16 and stopped Nico from winning the championship.
It's at 100%. Oh, just dropped a wheel there. Aidan is
big drag
through the section.
Aidan absolutely relishing the opportunity to drift in the D1NZ, him and his bro.
Definitely, Clayton competing up in D1 Pro now. Both epic drivers, obviously. The father even looks after them, who looks after them, even has some toys of his own. And he just loves drifting, these boys.
Yeah, talking about toys, so Seaton Daly, he now is the proud owner of the Rattler Mustang.
100%, yeah, he's got some epic cars. He's a wicked dude as well, and just loves helping out. Obviously, he's helping out Kurt Blackie this year by the looks, and they've just done a new diff setup through RHP to try and get rid of his mechanical dramas.
Oh, we see this car out again? Oh, no, I'm wrong. It's a different one.
I was just about to correct you.
So this is a 2J as well?
Here we go. James Jeffries in the RB34. I think it's a billet block, this thing.
Yeah, this one is a
lot
monster.
going on in this car.
I said it's 2 years older than he couldn't understand. I said it's not 32, it's 34. He didn't like my dad jokes, and neither does anyone else. JD Roofing on the side, the rookie. James Jeffries behind the wheel.
See what he can do. These boys have done a few laps around Manfeild, them being Wellington locals, and he is going to spin it out. Turn it off.
He's trying to do the Ben Wilkinson.
That's right. A couple of years ago when he had that big grip up in the grass, and it ruined a whole lot of stuff. So there we go. He's hit some cones. It's going to take some time for the team to go out and clean it up.
So, of course, if he gets... just looking at some of the scores at the moment. So, wow, the judges were quick to score him, and they've gone and given him a 1, and a 1. And to me, can you slow down when you bounce over those curves, though? You know what I've got right there? It's a fibre line for all the cameras.
Right over the fibre line.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been in many a driver briefing with Brendan White telling us to stay well clear of his fibre line.
Well, Drew's Automotive. Where's his JD? He's changed it up.
Definitely changed it up. I think it was green last year, that S15, and then the new livery, the new matching liveries with Drew's Automotive this year for these cars.
And he's building a drag car as well, but he's not telling anyone that.
He's building a drag car.
Yeah, but he's not telling everyone that.
Building a drag car.
Did you see the R30? Was R34 that orange one that was at Hamptons? Absolutely stunning. I was like, man, that's beautiful. No, was it a 32? I don't care. It was beautiful anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, whose is that? And he sends me a message. He said, that's mine.
Oh. Here we go, Matthew Brown. He's been driving in the Pro Sport ranks for many years now.
He's moved up into the ranks of owning a truck as well. He's got the truck and trailer unit.
Oh, wow. Let's see how he goes here in these tricky conditions.
So a little bit slower than earlier on with the initiations. And, well, that's a great start.
Definitely, and with switching up the two tracks this morning during practice, obviously we've been wet for round 4 practice and full dry for the round 3. So unfortunately these guys didn't actually get to have a go on the traditional way of the circuit in the wet. So that's why it's definitely looking a lot challenging for these guys.
Well, let's have a look and see what the current leaderboard board is for qualifying. And there we go. Sitting on the top is Daniel Caldwell with an 83.7 from Jason Wu on an 82. Luke Chappell-Sayer in a 79 with Braden Meir in a 76. Sam Edinburgh on a 71. And here comes the man I just said.
Here we go. Sam Edinburgh on his run 2. Here we go.
1,000 horsepower. So this is the ex-Fangadang car. It's now the VIP structural steel Commodore.
It's an amazing car here. And Sam's been driving this a bit recently down at Repco racetrack. He's been driving it pretty damn well. He had Fanga down there helping him set it up for the first day. And now he's competing it in the Pro Sport. So a little wheel drop there, hit a cone, but can he finish this lap off strong into the zone? He's come wide again and dropped another wheel.
So that's all going to come down to deductions, and of course there are points deductions that we'll see, and that's an over rotation, which means that everything gets to be called a 1.
It makes it an easy job.
Yeah.
If you get a rotation or a 1 like that, the judges should just put a 1 on the score sheet. So as we have a look at a replay, maybe we'll see where it went wrong here. It was looking quite tidy on the sweeper. Good mid-track sweeper, and then came to tuck in on that ripple strip, grabbed that zone, just about got on that ripple strip, which would almost cause him an over rotation. As he comes through, splashing onto our outer zone, that's where the mistakes happen, and he drops a wheel and grabs that cone.
We've seen it so many times, and it happens globally when it comes to drifting. You can make the slightest mistake at the start of your lap, and it is going to culminate and grow bigger and bigger as the lap goes on.
That's it. That's the sport that we play, you know. In drifting, one mistake can put you on the trailer. It's not like circuit racing where you come back and have another lap or something like that. So small little mistakes can be the biggest thing.
Look at that.
Yeah, definitely a good day to have some Rain-X in the trailer, that's for sure, and some good working window wipers.
I guess if you wanted to go and find a place to get Rain-X from, your local Repco store would be the place to go. Shout out to Branch 2 here in Palmerston North. Branch, I think it's 102 is, or was it 112? We'll go with 102 is Manfield's track, sorry, Repco here in Fielding. Yeah, look at these amazing marshals and volunteers that just give up their time. So shout out to Manawatu Car Club, New Zealand's one of New Zealand's longest standing car clubs, as we get back to the D1NZ Pro. Second run in qualifying. These drivers, we normally go back to back on the shorter circuits because they've got to tour around a little bit further. We'll go up and send them out in groups, in batches. See, that looked like an instant over rotation, but he's managed to hold on to it. This is a nice lap to start.
He's just collected it. Definitely. And Braden, he uses a lot of throttle, as you can hear that note through that RB. As he switches into the last corner, this is where he had a mistake last run. Can he finish it off and grab some more points? Just out on the edge there, but he's going to finish it off and grab some points, Steve.
Have they been told that they can't mungie down the straights? I always love it when when drivers are getting in trouble. You hear race control screaming, "Stop! Tell them to stop."
Always. I've always wanted to drift that last corner, but yeah, I haven't fancied getting in trouble. You know, on the last lap, I've always wanted to.
What's the fine?
I don't know.
I'll pay it.
Who's going to car for me?
Yeah. Where's my wallet?
Right, here we go. The Sora back. Daniel Krinkle in his Toyota Sora. Obviously something, like I said before, we don't see these competing.
Yeah, a mungie down the straights.
In New Zealand.
Well, we'll see what the... I just want to come up with every pun when I see the Sora.
Daniel sitting on a 69.3 for his first run. Let's see here if he can improve. Very slow run up here from Daniel.
Probably a smart move, really, considering the weather conditions. One of the things that these drivers just have to do is finish the lap. One of the problems that we've seen for a media driver is not finishing the lap. So even a score of the 50s might actually move you up quite far.
That's it. This is actually a pretty tidy lap here from Daniel if he can keep it on in those zones. This is very good for the wet. No handbrake. Oh, he just touched the handbrake there just to reset the car, but other than that, it was going to be a very smooth transition. Oh. He shut it down. He shut it down. Damn it. It was going to be a very good lap.
Finish line, right?
Well, they come through out a link and, well, it all shuts down, but it was so slow and it was so smart.
But did he shut it down or did he finish the track? That's the thing. That's the thing we're going to be seeing here. Great aggressive flick there. That was an aggressive flick for the rain. He just gets out there, doesn't touch that cone. So a good start, don't have to go out there and put that cone back up. And coming through here, that's impressive as well. Out onto that zone. As he flicks, good commitment into that flick into the last corner.
I think he held on to it. Nah, surely he did.
Here we go. Here we go.
Did he get that? Oh, and
I'm glad I'm not a judge. I'm glad I'm not a judge.
The score has just come through, and I was wrong. One's across the board, so he gets dropped back down. Currently sitting in 6th place for Daniel Krinkle, though, so we'll see how the rest of the drivers go. Aidan Daly, he's sitting on one across the board as well, a share of 11th position currently. Let's see what the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance Limitless Tyres S14 can do.
Definitely some more speed out of Aidan here. A lot of throttle commitment on entry. Asked a bit shallow on that touch and go through splash. The 4th going through splash.
He set it up really nice. You can see a big yank on the handbrake to kind of change the car, and a
bit of a straighten there. The judge is going to call that a straighten, or we're going to let him through, or they're going to let him through and grab some points. Unfortunately, he's sitting on a 1 from his first run. But let's see.
I think it's going to see a
are we going to see another
heavy points reduction is what I'm going for. Let's have a look.
Very challenging, but yeah, good on him. Just he was doing exactly what he needed to do, just grab some points. Grab some points to send them through into battles tomorrow. Obviously, everyone's going to go through into battles tomorrow, but just to grab some extra positions up that tree.
And this is what we're looking at now.
Oh yeah, the wheels.
I'm going to go
the opposite way.
I'll go with correction.
Correction?
No, it's because he's from the Mount. I mean, he's basically my next door neighbour then, so got to look after him.
All right, Steve. All right. Well, we'll wait and see the points come through there for the second run for Aidan Daly.
So Aidan Daly, after his first run, was 1, 1, and 1 for an average score of 1. Is it going to improve? Is he going to be number 1? Right now, he's got a 1 and a 1 for 11th. Yeah, I just said that many times.
Almost confused me there, and I'm staring at the points right in front of me. Here we go. Up next, it looks like we've got James Jeffries for a second run in the RB34 Drew's Automotive S15. I believe James and his teammate are locals to Manfeild, or maybe even Wellington. They do a lot of driving here at Manfeild.
They certainly do, and we'll see how good it's going to be. There we go. That's how we increase the size.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. Come on, rookie.
900 under the bonnet, 900 horsepower. I'm pretty sure it's got a billet block, this guy. It's got a lot of things going on in here. And he loves the throttle, that's for sure. So
Taylor James obviously had issues last round and needed to find a new engine. I think every single person tagged him like, take your engine out and give it to Taylor. What are you up to?
Yeah, slow lead up here.
Let's watch the judges watching. I want to see what JT's doing. JT's just laughing. He's like, they stuffed it up. And look, there we go. They're already going, look, that sucked. JT's laughing. He's like, you messed that up.
So they're now punching.
Right, so the judges there, as we see, they initially saw that it was going to be a 1. They're jumping on their little smartphones they have there to put their scores in. And all 3 judges at the same time unanimous. Looks like they're putting through a 1 before James even finishes the lap. Unfortunate for James. He's going to be sitting on a pair of 1s, Steve.
Pair of 1s. Hey, he's taken the same exit he did last time. Well done. Gel counter on the right-hand side. Good to see he's got running last year's ship. Valvoline all over the side. If you want to get yourself some great Valvoline products, you can go down to your local Repco store.
And we've just had, what's going on there? Zach Zayden, what has happened there?
He's just making his way back around.
Making his way back around, okay.
Zach antics.
James Jeffries' car.
Oh,
for him.
Look at that thing there.
Yeah, how cool is that? The Taurus monster truck sitting there on display. That's going to be in action at Bay Park.
Wow. Imagine driving that thing. What do you think it would feel like?
I don't know. It'd be cool to experience one day, I reckon.
I rode in the back of that thing there after a monster truck event at Bay Park last year that might have hit all over the news and press.
Yeah.
And I smoked a dude's tooth out of his mouth and cracked it because we didn't put our seat. I put my seatbelts on and somehow, boom. It was awesome.
Wow, how does that even happen? How does it even happen? Right, all right, so transiting down the next group as we're doing group qualifying here. It's a new thing that D1NZ is doing this year, and it's great because it keeps you pumped up. You do your first lap, you sit down for a couple minutes while the other guys grab their lap, and then you jump straight back into your second lap. So your adrenaline's still high, and as a driver, I experienced it at Hampton Downs for the first time. It's great. It's actually a really good thing that they're doing here.
Talking about great, that's Digger Dan out there, and he's great too, part of the D1NZ team for the last forever. Daniel Smith, that's the Torque Performance RB30 powered Nissan S. What is a 13.5? S15 front on a 13? What is it?
Correct, S15 front. This is actually not his car. He rebuilt his car with the JZ in it. It's in the garage, but rumours have it that they rebuilt it too good. So now he's borrowing his good mate's car, and that's the ex-Daniel Lynham car. Well, it still is Daniel Lynham's car, but Daniel Smith piloting it. And Daniel Lynham obviously being a pro sport driver from many moons ago. But let's see what Digger Dan can do. He's definitely advanced his driving a lot recently.
Well, I mean, I've always said that he needs to get additional points for being part of our team here for so many years. He used to be basically in the role of Launch Master Willie.
That's for sure, yeah, until he got his teeth stuck into his own drift car and got the bug. But pretty good lap here. We might have seen a little mistake on that transition off the sweeper.
Oh, you haven't been briefed about when we talk about Digger Dan. No, we only say it's a 100-point run. That wasn't a straight line. That was perfection. Big IP on the side. Torque Performance as well. We can't say anything bad about him.
I didn't get briefed.
We're not here to tell the truth. Let's have a look at the potential mistakes.
Yeah, the replay here just on transition. It just gripped up as it was coming straight to here. To grab the handbrake there to try and get into that zone. Missed that zone, unfortunately, on the entrance to Splash, but he grabbed that zone as he left, the clipping point as he left. And that zone there, and then
that was not.
We see Steve.
Look, even the judges have got it wrong. They don't know the rules either. They've said it's only a 1.
Unfortunate.
Oh,
unfortunate.
There goes the greatest moustache in the D1NZ, Sam Rawson.
There we go. C33 Laurel. Good to see another tidy one back and competing in Sam's first season. He did pretty well at Hampton Downs in this car.
Great to have drivers step up into the Pro Sport Championship, and of course we want to see them head all the way to Pro.
That's it, 100% transfer through. We've got some really good driving talent coming up. From Drift South and from Pro Sport. There's some amazing drivers in the South Island. I wish we could get more of the South Island guys up here.
Bring back Filthy Phil Sutherland.
Yeah, hello to Phil. Here we go. Let's see Sam enter here on the sweeper. Nice and smooth for now. We hear a lot of limiter as he flicks. Can he just keep it off that ripple strip? That ripple strips are so slippery. Coming into our outer clip here. Keeps it on the track. This is a tidy lap coming up from Sam as he flicks it into that last zone. This is looking pretty good. Nice smooth transition. As he flicks into the last corner, quite technical here, a lot of off throttle, and finished that lap off. That was an impressive lap from Sam. Probably his first time to be down here, competing at Manfeild and driving at Manfeild. But yeah, that was definitely a great lap. As we watch the replay here of him flicking in the sweeper. Just kept it off that ripple strip. If he'd been on that ripple strip, definitely would have aided into him spinning. But as he comes through the section here, nice. Little steering correction there as he comes up to that zone, or the last zone, and a nice transition, nice smooth transition into the last corner. So this is a very impressive lap, Steve. What do you think?
Well, he comes through to finish it off. A nice clean finish as we see Curtis Lilly get ready to go again. As I show Ben a replay of me chipping a driver's tooth in the back of the Taurus. All right.
There we go, Sam Rawson with an 82.3. That was an impressive lap. Well done, Sam. That was, yeah, a great lap. Probably for your first lap of driving Manfeild in the rain. Impressed, especially in competition. So here we go, Isaac Aldridge and the other BMWs. A few BMWs in Pro Sport now.
We need to get that everyone with an E92 to put that James Dean Eurofighter kit on.
Yeah, which is exactly what Jason Wu's got. So as you see, Isaac enter here, nice and smooth on the sweeper. Little to no steering corrections. Can he get it through Splash? A little bit shallow on that clipping zone there. Our first clipping zone there in Splash. Got the ripple strip as he exited Splash to come through to our last zone. It was very close to a wheel drop. One of the judges will be lenient because of the conditions.
Well, he'll come through to finish.
If he can hold on to it, he's going to grab some points. That's the most important thing in the rain like this, is just grab some points.
So you'd normally be talking about like doing rolling burnouts on the right-hand side of the track coming out of the hairpin, and right now we're talking about just stay on it. Sam Rawson's moved into second position currently with an 82.3. Curtis Lilly, this has got to be a great lap for him. You talked about it. Keeping it on the asphalt is probably the biggest thing. You see a few drags of the handbrake, get ready to just kind of setting the car up to continue going.
Yeah, definitely. Isaac's done a lot of driving at Merrimeri. There's a lot of competitions and things like that, track days there. And yeah, he's done some great driving over the last year and a half. He's been a part of D1NZ Pro Sport, which has been good. But yeah, unfortunately, just challenging conditions here. Challenging conditions.
Psycho JZ, there can only be one Matty J.
Definitely cool car, this. I like this car. And Matty drives it pretty damn well. I've got a little soft spot for these 13, especially ones that look like this, but
I look better in orange.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a Tim Jenkins plug.
Yeah. Here we go. Very aggressive driver, Matty J. Aggressive chase driver. So let's see what he can put down here in the rain. See how technical he can get. Can he tame that car? It's a pretty wild car.
JZ.
JZ, that's the thing. Yeah.
JZ can't be tamed.
You see the wipers are on, obviously, and he's flicking into the sweep. He's flicked in wide. He's flicked in wide, but he's coming to mid-track.
Need to bring the nose down.
He's trying to bring the nose down to that touch and go. And, the camera angle just changed a little bit fast. I couldn't grab that, but looked to be a little bit off that clipping zone there. But that zone he's just grabbed. Coming up high. Keeping it on the track is nice. Can he finish it off? A little bit of steering correction coming to the last corner. As he flicks up wide to exit the section of the link flag. So the link flags are our end.
Okay, that's how we know it, because of the link flags. Link do some great hats too. Oh, that's because I'm wearing one. Hello to Rob, Andy, the team. Great team down in Christchurch.
Right, here we go, warming up. Rody Knowles. Let's see what he can do. What can Rody do? Launchmaster Willie down there in his shorts. Shorts, no jacket, no jumper.
He can't even see the rain.
He can't see, can't feel the rain.
Just for everyone at home thinking that we offer Launchmaster Willie everything from jackets, and well, he gets most of his hoodies and things from the. He's actually, I think he might be under the covers for the first time. I've never seen him do that.
Mate, he's just sitting behind.
He's just hiding.
Aluminium extrusion, about to let Rody go. But yeah, hats off to Willie and all the volunteers here. Jeez, they do such a good job.
Well, he's great. MTF Finance Cambridge, 2JZ under the bonnet. Rody Knowles behind the wheel.
There he is, Rody, 700.
I thought he was a 2J. He'll go, oh, you got it wrong, Steve, it's an RB. So I understand he did a gearbox earlier on.
I did a gearbox earlier. Well done to his team for getting that back out here. And the commitment in for wet qualifying as we see what he can do. He's done a lot of laps around Manfeild, a lot of laps around Taupo, but let's see what he can do here in his first qualifying run on the sweep. A nice and smooth entry. Not many steering corrections. It was good to see there. As he grabs that outer zone, moves through splash into that second outer zone. It's looking pretty tidy so far, Steve.
Yeah, just sort of looked like he had to sort of clutch kick, almost a reinitiation at that point there. Chucks the wheel off, drags on the handbrake, sets the car up again, and again another big drag on the handbrake. But it's a clean finish to the lap. He's going to have a few deductions, of course.
Yeah.
Matty J, 5th position currently, 78.3. I don't see anything for Curtis Lilly go out. Isaac Ulrich, we thought that was going to be a great lap. He got a 76.3, and Rody's just been zeroed. So
I was told earlier, unfortunately for Curtis Lilly, he blew an engine this morning apparently.
Oh no!
Very unfortunate. Come a long way.
So I understand that he is heading back to Auckland. Yeah.
To fix it, I did hear that right. He's heading back to Auckland. Now see, that's drifting. That is drifting. You know, you go all the way back, fix an engine, whatever's gone wrong with it, and he'll be back here for Sunday for round 4.
And just a couple of drops out there as Zach Zayden goes out and gets ready to qualify. Dean Young was supposed to be ahead of him.
Dean Young, yep, I spoke to him just before we got on this truck, and he's had an ECU issue. He's got a man going down to pick up a new ECU from Wellington, bringing it back, taking the 1 point he'll get in qualifying. and he'll be out there starting from the bottom tomorrow.
Hello to Tiana Fink, watching at home in, I'm sure, the sunny Queensland. Watching her man, Mr. Luke Fink. Got any Luke Fink fans out there? Go up and, gotta know, smash the love button if you're a Luke Fink fan.
Here we go, Zach Zayden. It's quite smooth on the sweeper, very wide initiation, big commitment. Another man who's done a lot of laps around here.
Drift antics on the side, of course, Zach Attack. Check him out on YouTube.
Grabs just a wheel drop. The natural way the track is taking these drivers is dropping that wheel, but if some of these boys can tidy that up in the future, then they're going to grab probably a whole lot of points as we see him finish this section. Not too bad, and considering, you know, like when it rains like this, when you've been practicing in the dry on the track just before you got in your groove,
so tough,
and you grab into this, it is so tough to get out there to do what these boys are doing. So we've seen some great laps in these terrible conditions, these poor conditions. So hats off to them for keeping on the track and finishing off and grabbing some points, as we see the Digger Dan lining up for a second run.
I just realised that I'm live streaming this on my page as well. There's a few pages. Oversteer TV also streaming the Facebook Live, but there's only one place you can really see it. That's the D1NZ Facebook page. Share, click the like. Digger Dan, what's he going to do?
Here we go, leading up. And as I said before, yeah, Digger Dan's going to take the left-hand side of these cones.
Look at him with that Drift Corp hat on. I mean, he's OG, really. He's been around probably just as long as Fanger and Co.
Isn't a more iconic logo and teams, you know, our teams in New Zealand drifting than the Drift Corp logo. As we see him enter here, is he going to be able to pull off some points? It looks like he might be on a 1 at the moment, so let's see if we can just get him through this section.
Judges should know the rules now.
As he flicks through, keeping it on the track there through those zones. Look at the water, look at the water.
Daniel
Just
Smith.
keeping it on the track and getting through this lap is going to be key, and this is not a bad lap. This is not a bad lap. A couple of handbrakes to get into that last corner. Stay up high.
Hold on to it.
Just hold on to it and get through those flags to finish off that lap. So that is, yeah, well done.
So Steve, that's Digger Dan, wrong letter. That's who that is. DK Smith, Excavations, Daniel Smith behind the wheel. That's who Digger Dan is.
Good lap, Dan. Good lap as we see him come through. He kept it on the track. Didn't mow any of the cones over. No wheel drops. This here was so close. So close to pull this off. Just there on that white line without digging a hole in the side of the track. A couple of handbrakes to set him up into the last corner here. As he dives down and grabs that last zone to finish the lap and grab some points. So yeah, Andrew Redwood sitting up there figuring out what points he's going to give him as they come through.
So shout out to, who's watching? David Hunter. He's been watching the D1NZ live stream.
Yeah, David Hunter, good mate of everyone pretty much. And it's good to see him. He's heading over to Tassie to Brodie Mayer's Drift League over there and get some experience. And I'm sure old David Hunter will throw down. But here we go. Speaking of David Hunter, here's another Laurel. As Sam Rolson flicks in an impressive lap on his first lap. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve?
Well, he gets settles the cars down. See the few dabs of that left brake. What's the rules on the Laurels? You're not allowed to use the headlights or tail lights at Bay Park or something?
Pretty much. These things are iconic now. It's very expensive to keep up, that's for sure, to keep replacing these parts. As he finishes this lap off, there's another tidy lap. There's another tidy lap from Sam Rolson. You need to go figure out if this is actually his first event down here. He's looking like a pro driving in the wet conditions here at Manfeild, so you never know. Might have been there before.
So Daniel Smith, he moved up into 8th position with that last lap, 72, 81 and 75. 76 is the, well actually, let's have a look. Daniel Caldwell sits on the top with its 83.7. Sam Rawson, hey, great move by him. And second with an 82.3 from Jason Wu, knocking down into 3rd place with an 82.7. Lucha Balseo on a 79 and Matty J on a 78.3. That's the top 5 as we move down. There's 18 so far, only a handful to go. And
lots of people on a 1, that's the thing, lots of people on a 1. So that gives the chance to these other people to, like Curtis Lilly, he might be back tomorrow, he might be back on Sunday. I don't know if he's going to be allowed to actually compete tomorrow, not being qualifying today, but he might start from the back.
Well, I think the rules are you have to...
Qualified to do tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Rightio.
It's all the ones. Back in the old days, you had to actually set a score, so...
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Let's see what Isaac Aldridge can do. Can he grab some points here? He flicks in smoothly into the sweeper. Bit off camber, that sweeper, and very, very tricky in the rain like this.
Drift direct on the side of that BMW.
Just grabs the ripple strip. We see the suspension movement there to grab that ripple strip. Can he keep it on the track here? He just drops a wheel off the side there as he flicks into our last corner. Big handbrake drag to get him extended out to come through. What do we got? He's 76.3 for his first run, so let's see if that's going to be an improvement for his first run.
Shout out to Josh Rogers. Yes, that would be Ben Jenkins that you can hear, or as I've called him for the last few years, Troy.
Yeah, much love to the boys in Australia. Keep it reading. Jamie Rogers watching. G'day, boys. Catch up soon.
Keep it read. Check them out.
Replay here of Isaac Aldridge comes through.
Why is that so jacked up in the back?
I have no idea why it's so jacked up in the back, but I'm pretty sure these guys get their cars set up by Darren Kelly, so not throwing Darren Kelly under the bus for the height, but...
So, DK, this is your fault.
It might be. Something to do with the suspension geometry in the back of that car is probably the reasoning of why they have that. They have that so high for either the squat or axle angle, which obviously Kurt Blackie's had a whole lot of drama with, which he's raised his dip to get the axle angle right, so you're not just bottoming out axles and doing things like that. But we'll dive into a bit more of that later. Later as we see Matty J for a second run here. Can he tidy it up and get some more points?
Well, 5th place in his first run with Matty J with a 78.3, which will be trying to improve. It's like tennis, you set your first and then you try and improve.
A little bit off that zone there, but a nice mid-track flick. Was quite tidy. Can he keep it out? Yeah, definitely off a little bit off that zone as well. Playing it safe to grab some points here as he comes up to last zone and flicks it in high on our last corner.
And you just think you're in fear of a D-beat as you go through and drop that wheel over, but no, holds onto it.
Just holds onto it through. Nice and tidy that from Matty J. He is sitting on a 78.3. Do you reckon that's going to improve, Steve?
Oh, it's so hard to say. I mean, it's the bonus of not being a judge, is that those guys get to make the scores. Just quickly, while we've got, what's the latest promo at Keep It Real?
Nothing at the moment, mate.
Oh, that means there's something big happening. Oh, okay, check them all out on Facebook.
That's for sure.
You've done a bit of drifting overseas. You've done. So any chance of seeing you go back to Australia or elsewhere?
I definitely want to. Got the other car now, the Phoenix S15 that we built at Phoenix that I drive. So got some cool events coming up in that for sure, and definitely looking forward to getting back overseas in that S15. It's a wicked car.
Righty, Knowles, it's your turn to get back out there and try and improve the score that you had before. It was a 1-1-1, and that's not the tahi, bro.
Let's go, Rody. Let's see if we can see an improvement here, mate. Keep it a little bit calmer. We might have a couple points in the bag. What's he sitting on there, Steve? What's his score from his first? He's sitting on a 1. So, what can he do? Can he keep it together?
Of course he can. Well, he'll start grabbing gears. He's already sideways. Almost settles the car down so we can slow the entry.
Right, here we go. Early entry into the sweeper. He's mid-track. He's coming in to just grab that nose on that touch and go. Stays out of the puddle, stays off the ripple strip, avoids a spin. Not too much angle, which is it's not really a requirement in the heavy run like this, especially being on a 1. You just want to make it through and grab some points. Nicely under that zone. Can he keep it together? 1 corner left as he sets up high.
Oh, come on.
Finish it off, Rody. Grab these points, mate. He's done it. He's just done it.
Yeah, that's great lap for Rody, considering where he was. So he'll make his way down the Denny Holm Straight here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. As I said, the Denny Holm Straight, the 1967 Formula 1 World Champion. It was any excuse to talk about the only driver that drove for Ferrari, Chris Amon. But this is Rody Knowles in the S13 RB25. So Rhodey comes through, maybe a wheel drop. And just coming through to finish. At this point here, I actually thought, oh, he's going to go off because you can sort of see the car.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a steering correction there as he sets it up. Just grabbing that handbrake just upsets the car a little bit and having to do a little steering correction to avoid spinning it out or straight lining those front wheels. Just this section to grab his points. So waiting for a score to come through as we see
Zach Zayden.
Zach Antics, drift antics on the side of the S15. 2 down to the bonnet.
64.3 is first run. We'll be trying to improve from that.
Big handbrake on entry there. Don't know if the judges are allowing that. The handbrake on entry. As he flicks into the sweeper. Grabs that zone, stays off that ripple strip to avoid the spin, especially in the rain. Coming out to that zone, can he keep it together?
See the Japanese writing on the blue side of the door there. I said to him, what does that say? And he said, it says drift antics, Steve.
Pretty self-explanatory there, Steve,
yeah.
Actually. Can he keep it together, finish the lap and improve on his 64.3? First half of that lap, like the replay, the first half of that lap was quite tidy. Quite tidy for Zach and just doing what he needs to do to get through the wet conditions.
Scores come through from Rhodey Knowles. They a 71, a 72 and a 75 for an average score of 72.7, ninth position currently for him. Zach Zayden, we'll see if there is a score change from there. Will he improve? Currently sitting in 12th place. Keisuke Nagashima, Adam Whitehead, just a few of the names. Sultan of Brunei. Didn't even ask if I was allowed to call him that, but who cares? Ryan Parry, he's the next person to go out and qualify as it goes down to Launchmaster Willie, who is surprisingly dry. Warren says, just said, has anyone checked to see if he's actually got any? No, he's fine. The water just falls off, Willie.
Right, here we go. Ryan Parry in this impressive S14. Loves the limit of this thing. High commitment at the other tracks he's driven. I think he might have debuted this car last year at Bay Park, maybe. You'd be able to correct me, Steve. Good looking car.
Well, it's a good looking car, and he's
as he flicks into
one of the many with the same sponsor on the side, which, I mean, you've got it, I'll say, Calendar Girls all over the side of a couple of the cars now. Here it's prevalent down the South Island too.
You see down the right hand corner of the screen, the judges intensely watching this lap. Couple smiles. Joel Counter's got his head in his hands. But yeah, Ryan Parry finishing the lap off. Loves the limit of this man. Love. All smiles in the judges' box. I think they're impressed that he finished that lap off, or impressed with the amount of limiter. I don't know.
One shaking his head.
Maybe they're laughing at the amount of times this cone's had to be put back up. Definitely hats off to this man. We've seen him out there on screen putting that cone up a few times, running around in the rain. So massive thank you to Manu 2 Car Club for looking after all of that this weekend. So we see Justin Patterson and the this car is the ex-Callum Neeson car.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't that one break?
Remember the Timaru? Remember Timaru?
Oh, that beautiful piece of track that had never been sealed. And what happened?
Shout outs to Phil Sutherland and his team for the
leg on his high
track modification with the leg of his high ab down there. Very stressful for Brendan. Took some years off his life, and we had to adapt and do a shorter track down there, down at Levels Raceway in Timaru. Wicked track. Brendan, if you're listening, let's get back down there to compete in the coming years, mate. Right, lined up. What are we waiting for? It looks like we're waiting for a little bit of track maintenance. Maybe another cone going back up.
What's the motor for this thing?
It's got JZ in it.
Yep. Whereabouts has it got the JZ? Under the
hood. Under the hood.
So actually, Westmoreland said, "Hey Ben, every time you mention the engine under the bonnet, you owe the boys at Phoenix a beer." Right, sorry, Ashley, I'm going to try and stitch them up every opportunity.
Oh God.
0%ers though. No, I can't do that to people. MTF Finance 2JZ, I think under the bonnet of Justin Patterson's car. So where's everyone from? I've asked a few people. We've got from Australia. Oh, if you want to see people get burned, you've got to check out some of the responses our D1NZ admins give.
Who does that? Who is the D1NZ admin on Facebook?
No one knows.
No one knows?
No one knows, and I can tell you it's not me because I always log under me.
Radio.
I'm just not that
we
funny as well.
Go.
2JZ is an S13, 620 horsepower for Justin Patterson out of Rotorua. MTF Finance Cambridge on the side of the door.
Yeah, Justin Patterson done a lot of driving recently. He's got a couple of cars. He's got the ex-Ben Wilkinson S15, Pink Savvy S15 as well.
Well, we'll see what Justin can do. His first run of the day, the first run of qualifying. There are only 5 cars to go. And of course, this is reverse championship order. So sitting in 5th place in the championship at the moment for Justin Patterson.
We saw a good entry into the sweeper there from Justin, but then he just grabbed that ripple strip, which caused him to have a steering correction and almost a straight in there on that first outer zone.
So over 470 people watching online with the D1NZ page. A few others watching through some of our other cross-posted pages as well. Thank you very much for joining us today as Justin Patterson comes through to finish, heading out of the Link ECU. If you want a voodoo, G4, go to linkecu.com. So we've got people watching from Whangarei or Whangarei. Chelsea Morris, you should go back to work. Say hello to your boss for me.
As we see the replay here, a little bit where it all went wrong just before there with Justin Patterson, and he grabbed an outer wheel on that ripple strip, which is just so super slippery. And it messed up his line. So if we look down at the scoreboard, are the judges going to be nice to him, or they're going to mark it as a correction, or are they going to mark that as a 0? They've got to be pretty even across the board. So do we look back at some of the other drivers and some of the other runs and see the same mistake and how that's been treated with either a 1 or a correction deduction, as we see Aaron Habib, local man to you, Steve, down in Tauranga, Mount Maunganui.
In my neck of the woods.
Does great things, man.
Hello from Manchester, the people in Manchester. Jaden, Manchester, England. A few people in Australia. Nick, Scott. Welcome along. Here comes the Sultan.
Big entry there, mid-track on the sweeper. Can he bring it into the touch and go? Just stays up that ripple strip, as we saw Justin before grab, but that's a nice tidy transition through splash. The amount of water coming off the back of that car.
It's all going to go shortly.
Keep it off. Oh,
yeah, you got both of those.
Go.
Do you get more points for doing that?
Unfortunately, as you can see under that car from this side view, we could see, I think, 2 wheels off there for our man Aaron Habib. And yep, confirmed straight away. The judges punching through their 1s for
3 to go. 3 to go in qualifying as we check out the replay. A good start to the lap for Aaron Habib. He comes through, sees the big BMW, sets it up nicely. Bit of a drag in that touch and go. As he heads through splash though, looks like maybe the car came up a little bit too high. Wound on a bit of angle to go up and settle the car down, and then on the switch.
Definitely, and it doesn't look like this car's got too much grip in the rain. He had a lot of momentum and a lot of speed through splash, which caused him to be off throttle a lot for that outer zone we saw just before, which then upset him into that zone. We've just seen him smash all the cones. So
have you noticed that no one's fallen off the track as well in terrible conditions?
That's it, 100%.
Well done. Hello to Nick and Hukatika. Who else have we got? It's Taranaki, Jackson's in Taranaki, Nicholas in Sydney. They're all tuning in today. As we see the cones. What do they call them?
That's it. In Australia, called witches' hats.
That's right, witches' hats.
That's it.
Dan Mackey, I remember him saying...
The witches' hats.
Yeah,
the what?
And what's funny, though, is if you look at it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, of course, the 2024 grand finale of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Bay Park Stadium. Tickets available at D1NZ.com. The 10th and 11th of May, 17,800 seat stadium. That is Bay Park. And of course, we're going to see the return of some monster trucks. Yeah. Demonstration for them. Is,
how good. It's going to be good to be back at Bay Park. Everyone came back to compete. Let's see. What if we can get Gaz White, Gary the Goat, to come back and compete? He bought his car for display last year. Didn't end up competing. But let's see if we can talk him into it and getting him to come back to battle at Bay Park would be amazing.
Oh, come on, bring back Gaz. If you guys want to see Gaz White, I don't know, give us just a thumbs up on Facebook.
Still the king there, man. He's a phenomenal driver, old Gazzy. We're good to see him back out here and competing with us.
Plan B, hydraulics and auto electrical. After 2 years of seeing that name on the side, I finally worked out where... Look, Benji Gabby says, hashtag bring back Gaz for Bay Park.
Dane Hamilton's watching
Adrian.
from Stockies Ridge in Te Puke.
Adrian will be spewing at me if I'm starting and getting Gaz back. Poor man, have to pay all the bills.
Hello to Angela Donaldson. You getting ready to watch your son? Hello to West Auckland. I don't think they had internet in West Auckland.
Right, Adam Whitehead for his first run, I believe. Yeah, it is his first run. No points on the board yet. Let's see what he can do as he jumps around the left-hand side, the lead car side of these cones. We don't have a chicane here at Manfeild for this way of running. We'll probably have the chicane on Sunday for the reverse way. Here we go as we enter for Adam Whitehead. Nice and wide entry on this sweeper, Steve.
Definitely a wide entry. We'll need to bring the nose down. You can see that typical drifter's look as you hard sideways out the side window.
That's it as he rolled off. There wasn't too much handbrake there on that transition. Definitely high commitment as he grabs a little bit of the rivel strip, but seems to stay out on the track there. And is he going to get away safe here? Nice zone there from Adam. This is an impressive run so far. Bit of a handbrake drag to get up to that top.
But he got there.
He got there. We haven't seen many people up in that zone much this qualifying session.
Wow.
That was a pretty damn good run from Adam. Hats off. Well done. There we go. In my ear, I can hear that note of probably, without Calv being here, Calv's in Japan.
Give us a G.
Calvin Clark. This is the only SR20 left in D1NZ, and damn, this Kiske drive this thing.
Oh, it's
epic. Listen to the revs. He's geeing himself up. Willie's having a laugh down there, and there's an amazing car that Kiske and Team Tour Performance look after. Probably one of the best looking cars in the grid, the Pro Sport grid for sure.
ever.
So, ex-Nick T-Boone car, this one as well.
Oh, really?
The
There we
ex-Nick
go.
T-Boone 86. But obviously, sorry Nick, looks a whole lot better these days, mate. Here we go, let's see what Kiske can do, sitting second in the championship as well, behind Daniel Edwards.
Kiske Nagashima, SR20, it's an A86.
This will be a high commitment run, even with the conditions, I can tell. Headlights on. Pulling through the gears.
Come on, Kiske.
So we hear that nice and smooth. Can he bring it into the touch and go with his... There we go, a little bit off compared to some other drives, but still impressive. It's impressive. Low on the throttle, keep it on. Oh, he's blown that bumper off again. His crew have put so much work into cable tying that together.
Yeah, Kiske.
He's just pushing the boundaries a little bit too hard here, Kiske. He needs to rein it back a touch to pull off that good lap.
Don't listen to him, Kiske. Just get out there and do it.
Unfortunately, he's going to be deducted some points there for sure for those two wheel drives, which is unfortunate for the man.
Talking about points, I've just had a look at some of the points that have been coming through. And, well, the driver just before Kiske, of course, you get 3 scores. It's an average. Here's our replay of Kiske. But Adam Whitehead has moved to the top spot. 88.3 average score in our first 90 today.
Yeah, that was a great lap from Adam Whitehead at 88.3 as his
So,
total.
what happens if Kiske wants to go to pro? Because there is no way I'm allowing that car to go there.
Look, it's going to be a tough challenge for him, but I don't know what Kiske wants to do in the future of his competitive drifting over here. It'd be great to see him step into pro. He's an amazing driver. He could probably pedal that thing in pro, to be completely honest.
Totally.
But it's whether or not he can get the tyre.
Here, I'm saying don't do that. And
that.
what's Mikey just built for Japan?
Yeah, 100%. Mikey building that RX
Firsty.
wagon, his old firsty wagon, to head up to Japan to do some cool stuff. But
So
yeah.
I hear one thumbs up and Geordie Cole's going to come back for Bay Park. One reaction or no reaction.
Oh, come on back, brother.
Horizon tyres. Good looking car.
Definitely 2 down to the bonnet.
And Mum is watching. At home in West Auckland, that's her boy.
Here we go, Daniel Edwards. Very good driver, Daniel Edwards. He's been putting on a hell of a show over the last year and a half, 2 years. He's been involved in pro sport, and he'll definitely be a man who would be stepping up to pro one day if he can get the support and the backing from his boys. But yeah, good looking 186 here, and good to see him bounce back, win that round of Hampton Downs after that.
And that was the top 10 so far. Adam Whitehead sits on the top. Daniel Caldwell in second place from Sam Rawson. Jason Wu and Matty J. Of course, we see a change in the lead, as I mentioned. 88.3 for Adam Whitehead. He got a top score of 90 from Judge 1. Of course, it's an average, which brings him down to 88.3. And we see the last driver in Pro Sport qualifying Daniel Edwards. Of course, there's 6 drivers to go again, but Daniel Edwards, the man who leads the championship, our 26th driver. 2JC,
Look at him.
180.
Look at him with his sunnies on. Smooth criminal here, Danny Edwards. Rightio, outside the cones. Going through his gears, I think he's got a G-Force or a Jericho 4-speed in this thing. Flicking in a nice commitment. He's out wide. Can he bring that car back in? It doesn't look like he's stuck in no man's land. Oh, he got there. He brought it back in.
That's why,
That's
why he leads the championship. Reliable cartage. Who's that guy? Oh, that's Cam. He's watching as well, aren't they, Cam?
Here we go. Grabbing that last zone, dropping a wheel, unfortunately, there. But other than that, high commitment from Daniel Edwards. You hear a lot of throttle through this last section of the track.
As he comes through to finish. And that's still a solid run. I mean, when you look at the number of ones we've got through here, just a single wheel drop.
That's it. That's it. Be nice and tidy from Daniel Edwards, and like I said, high commitment to have that angle and be that wide on the sweep. I don't think the judges wanted them just out that last section, but he's managed to bring it back in over to that touch and go to grab that clipping zone as he came through here. He just touches on the ripple strip there, didn't go into the grass.
And notice how committed he was at actually carrying the speed.
Yeah.
A lot of the other drivers have actually tried to tone it back. Daniel's like, no, we can still do that quick.
That's it, 100%.
Cameron Banks, says that it was a very reliable run.
Very reliable run, nice.
Very reliable comment.
Cam. Right, Ryan Parry. Let's see what he can
Cole
do.
needs to win Lotto. Somebody give him a 5th place ticket. What do you call it?
Ryan Parry wide on the sweep, a lot of angle. You can see straight into that wide-sweep steering kit in that front of that car as he flicks back just a little bit off that zone and off that ripple strip. Can he collect it? Almost on the lock stops through here. You can hear a few corrections in his throttle tone. And then that there, almost a straight line on that transition, but gets deep into the throttle to get out to that last zone. Up nice and high, lots of angle. This is a high commitment angle run, but he might have already cooked his goose in the first part there with that straight line or steering correction coming out of splash. Let's see what the judges give him. He's currently sitting on a 48.7 for Ryan Parry.
So Ryan Parry, 48.7. These have got a 1 straight through, so the best he's going to do is 17th position. Daniel Edwards' last run was good for 8th place. Adam Whitehead still sits on the top. Hayden Black says the most angle yet. Up the Ryan Parry. Up the wires. Up Geordie Cole. Justin Patterson, he gets ready to set his second pass today. His first pass, 16th position, 65.3.
Yeah, here we go, Justin Patterson. Can he improve on his first run?
Of course he can.
Wide on the sweep, a big commitment, high angle. Nice zone there, keeping off the ripple strip to try and avoid that spin. And here we go.
Just riding the brakes a little bit.
Minimal steering corrections. He's definitely kept himself out of the trouble there without going off and dropping that wheel. Can he finish the lap off? Rightio, Justin Patterson, we see the replay here. There's a high commitment, high angle run. Just avoids that ripple strip as he's coming through the entry to splash, but coming out to grab the other zone here. On the ripple strip, we can see the suspension movement in that wheel as he flicks up a little bit of left foot brake to slow the car down. The zone, the outer zone, grabs that. And then sets himself up high to finish the lap off. A little bit more left foot braking into the final corner. A little bit of wavering on the angle. But all in all, Justin Patterson, that was a good lap. We should see him improve on a 65.3 after his first run.
We certainly have. We've seen him improve into 3rd position, probably one of his best runs so far. 83 points for Justin Patterson as we see Aaron Habib come through in the BMW. Yeah, 930 horsepower. This thing isn't lacking.
Yeah, well done, Justin. That was a great lap. That was a great lap considering the conditions. But as we see Aaron Habib here, and a bit of last in the beam as we're going to see in our Pro Sport Championship as he flicks in here. Nice commitment into the sweeper here in the turn 1 of Manfeild.
How much lock? All of it?
Bit of lock. Stays on that ripple strip, but just not a great transition there from Aaron. Just a little bit shy on the transition. That's a big decision to be able to flick hard around splash corner. But the rest of the lap, apart from that wheel drop, he's just navigating his way through a very slippery lap. He got up high into that last zone, which we haven't seen much of this qualifying session. No one's got up into that.
It must feel good doing that too, because that natural slingshot to bring you sort of up and then back down again.
Yeah, that's correct. And in the dry, you can just set the car up to grab that top zone at full throttle and then grab the late apex to finish the lap. As we see the replay here of Aaron, just not enough commitment on that transition. Had to grab the handbrake to switch that car around splash corner. Then tidied up the rest of the section, but it's whether or not the judges see that mistake. Yeah, they did. They've given him a 1. So pair of 1s for Aaron Habib. Pair of 1s, but he'll be going through tomorrow anyway. He's grabbed his 1s. He's through. No, we've only got three runs left. Here we go.
3 to go. And the first one will be Adam Whitehead in the Pertec Plan B hydraulics auto electrical S14. 2JZ under the bonnet. His 12th engine in 12 seasons or whatever he's done, and probably the 12th different chassis as well. We've seen him do a few. What's your favourite? A31.
What was his favourite chassis?
What was it? Yeah, FC, the A31, S14.
I love this car. It's got 2J in it.
Yeah, that's a great engine.
Origin kit, S14. Yeah, it's good. It's good. They're a cool car. I just love my Sylvias. I love my Sylvias. But here we go. Let's see Adam Whitehead off, currently leading the points here with his first run. His first run was very impressive. And let's see what he can do. Can he give himself a little bit more of a buffer over his peers, Keske and Daniel, who could come back to nip him and grab that top spot after. But let's see what he can do. Heading around. Look, there's a little bit, the grey sky, Steve, in the distance there seems to be turning off. So
it might change for Pro, you reckon? Pro coming up shortly?
Conditions come the end of the Pro qualifying. But here we go. Nice commitment. See that brake light strip on the windscreen illuminated. He's on the left foot brake just to keep it settled.
Well, I'll see what he comes through as he comes through Splash, the second half or the second part of the lap here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon in the Manawa 2. This is the Pro Sport Championship qualifying, and this is the man who leads after a scorcher of a run in the first one. Drops the wheel off, it's going to be a deduction, and I can't see it therefore being a improvement on his first run of the day. 88.3 was his first one. Are the judges going to see something that we didn't and give him more? We'll find out.
But unfortunate for Adam Whitehead there. He had nice and tiny entry in the sweep, nice commitment, nice and set, minimal steering corrections in the reins, what the judges want to see. Grabs the end of that zone, flicks through Splash, and then just makes a little bit of a mistake here, a little bit off throttle there, as he ends up a little bit too wide.
Yeah, and that was caused from the corner before.
That's right, that's right, caused by the corner before. Grabbing that ripple strip when the suspension movement upsets the car a whole lot, makes a whole lot of noise inside the car. So then he has to try and reset his mind to get into that other clip zone on the other side. So
well, there's only 2 more cars. This is the second to last one in the Pro Sport Championship to see who will set the left and the right hand side of the tree for tomorrow's round 3 of the Pro Sport Championship. Pro straight after this, Keske Nagashima out on track. 86 fighters. Let's see what Keske can do.
Let's go Keske. I love this car. High commitment, always high commitment no matter where he is driving. As he flicks into Splash. A lot of throttle control he's using.
Bit of vibrations through the rear as he comes through. That wasn't ripples, honestly.
Yeah, just grabs the ripple strip, just drops a wheel again. Can he set himself up nice and high to finish this lap off? He seems to have a bit of wheel work going on in there. No tinted windows, Keske's windows, so you can see him doing a whole lot of wheel work. He likes to sit up nice and close as he finishes that lap off and gets through. But he's going to get 2 qualifying scores and no 1.
So
beautiful 86. Look at that thing. 86 fighters 86 with torque performance.
13th place was what he was sitting at previously. Can he improve? I'd say there's probably a chance. Keske Nagashima. SR20 under the hood.
Covered in cameras. 1 on the bonnet, 1 on the roof, probably a couple inside. His boys do a good job of all his media. As we see this replay here of him just coming in through to finish. There's, as I said before, the wheel work he does. A lot of wheel work. Grabs that ripple strip, the outside wheel to finish off. Grabbed a couple more gears down that straight there, Steve. I
don't know how many gears he's got, probably all of them. So if you are tuning in, we're about to go pro after this last run of Daniel Edwards behind the wheel. Tell us who you think is going to take out the #1 spot in the Pro Championship after this. But I can tell you #1 right now is Adam Whitehead with an 88.3. Daniel Edwards, the only person that can make a change to that with one more lap of Pro Sport to go.
Let's see what Danny Edwards can do. Unfortunately, I don't think Kiske is going to challenge that top spot with that run before. Too many little mistakes there as we see that come through here. Deduction, the 83.7. He does improve from his first score, Kiske, but just with the deduction, the 2-point deduction there.
And
so
a
crucial,
two-point deduction, and wow, look at him. He's sitting in second position. But this man here wants to get to the top spot. He's currently in 10th. He leads the championship. Daniel Edwards in a 2JZ-powered Nissan 180 Horizon tyres on the side of the door. 650 horsepower. He's not going to need to use all of that today with the weather the way it is here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon, this is qualifying for round 3 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Daniel Edwards slides it in and gets ready to take on Splash.
Yeah, high commitment from Daniel on entry as we see him switch through there. Doesn't grab as good of zone as he did on his first lap. It sounds like he's having a few throttle adjustments and unfortunately some wheel drops as he gets to the other side, probably carrying a little bit too much momentum as we see another wheel drop there on that signalised zone, and he shut it down, and that's going to be the end of it. No one's going to challenge Adam Whitehead for the top spot as we see it's officially going to come through in a second, but that'll be a 1 for Daniel Edwards to finish off his qualifying efforts for round 3 and 4.
Having a look at some of the people who are talking about the Pro Championship, who they think. We've got a lot of support out there for Case Pullenburry, Cody Pullenburry, Fanga Dan, of course. This is the Daylight Team replay, the last run of the Pro Sport. Qualifying, it is Daniel Edwards, our championship leader. Shannon Davidson, Redmond fan out there. Just send it, bud. That's a Dan Jones. Well, we'll see if we can have an idea of the unofficial qualifying order. Let's have a look who's on the top spot.
Adam Whitehead takes the top step, and it's all important. Kiske Nagashima sitting there, grabbing some points over his...
Equal with Dan Caldwell. I didn't notice that earlier, so second and third. Kiske Nagashima sits there in second. Justin Patterson, Sam Rawson, Jason Wu. Good start up for him in the... in that beautiful Eurofighter. Matty J in 7th place from Zach Zayden, Luke Chappell-Saya, and then Daniel Edwards sitting in the top 10 spot. As we go to the second page, Isaac Ulrich, 11th position from Braden Meir, Daniel Smith, Rody Knowles, Sam Edinburgh, Daniel Krinkle, Ryan Parry, Aidan Daly, Aaron Habib, and James Jeffries.
There's going to be a few ones down the bottom here. Unfortunately, Matt Cato on a 1, Jody Bell unfortunately on a 1, Matthew Brown with a 1, and Nathan Williams with a 1.
And that was Pro Sport qualifying. And the next one up is going to be Pro. See a few of the boys. Hello, Lunchy. Oh. Hello, Lele. Who else is out there? Yeah, we can see you behind there. Hello, Lele. Oh, terrible Demolition Derby driver in the middle of our shot there. Tay J's team. Hello, Cassie.
D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase, which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration, and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at D1NZ.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time now for the Pro Championship as we see them start to line up. The weather looks sensational here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon here in the mighty Manawa 2. And there goes some of our pro drivers, Sam West, Connor Halligan. In the middle of the shot is Taylor James. And of course, on the right is Dave Stedman. Hello, boys.
So yeah, we're going to see them out on track really shortly. Dave Stedman pretty good at Manfeild. He likes this track. I think he's had some good
first time he ever won a round was here.
Yeah, he's had some great success here. So good to see these boys. Connor Halligan, rising talent, Pro Sport winner from 2 years ago. And man, can he pedal a car, that boy?
Just saw a 32 at the bottom of the shot. That means if the 32's there, there's an issue with the JDM team and one of their cars. The other cars have been dropped out.
Now, I'm pretty sure James himself, McManaway, is driving a 32. He's in.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's handed the keys to Luke Fink to the S15. So yeah, we're good to see what Luke Fink can do. He's an insane driver, insane competitive driver, chase driver, and something that doesn't fail. We saw him have some car dramas at Hampton Downs that definitely robbed him from some good battles.
So look, here's the weather. If you can't work it out, it's raining. Currently 19 degrees with a wind speed of 13. If it was a bit more, maybe you would see a little bit of this rain dissipate. See, these guys must be locals because they know, one, how to just walk around in shorts and weather like this with your hoodies and hats on. Very smart. Well done. He's got wet shorts.
Definitely. Thanks to these guys for braving it out to come out and watch some wet drifting. But the Pro Sports just put on a pretty damn good show for qualifying. Kept it on the track. Nothing needed to be recovered.
Michael Thorley on the left-hand side of the shot. Thorley, I said to him, look at that. This is why Tony Wilson is Tony Wilson. He's just the man. Beautiful shots.
Here we go.
With the lens flare in the background.
First group of lads heading out. For their first session, like I said, the new qualifying style here for D1NZ. We're in groups to keep the intensity up, which is awesome. And first at the bat is going to be an old face from D1NZ from the Pro Sport ranks, Shannon Davison-Redmond, who had some great results at Mount Smart a couple of years ago and ended up in that year jumping into the pro ranks that round.
That's when we allowed them
to come through in the top 3.
Let's do that again.
And he drove Andy Donohue's car and unfortunately put it straight in the wall, unfortunately for Shannon. And then that's probably the last time we've seen him in the D1 circuit. He's a good dude. He worked on his car a couple of times in my workshop, getting it prepared up here from Christchurch. So big commitment from these Christchurch boys, and it's good to see them coming up here to join D1NZ. So boys out there braving the rain under their umbrellas.
JDM guys said that they'd give me a hoodie if I could cut a JDM sticker into the broadcast.
Oh, okay.
I can't though, so I'm just going to steal the hoodie.
You're getting all this free gear, Steve. Jace Brown back here. Jace Brown's back to compete. He wasn't there, unfortunately, yet.
Do you know why?
Round 2. I don't know why.
Because Jace Brown.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice.
Not a funny guy at all, honest.
Funny.
Yeah.
Really funny.
Face for radio too, sorry about
Andy Donohue just whipping by his screen there. Epic S14. That's a really nice S14 with a big LS under it. It's got nitrous in it. Tuned by NDT on North Shore.
Where did that car come from?
He built it.
Was that one? Yeah.
Andy built it.
Every time I saw it, I think.
He drove a Laurel with a V8 in it and then transferred over to the S14. It's a good looking car. Behind him, who do we have behind Donohue? Oh, we have the local man, Jared Long of Krona. Great dude, epic car. It'll be good to see what he can do down here. Done many a lap around Manfeild and let's see what he can do in his hometown. Maybe one of the first times he might have driven that
Johnny Latham
epic car in the rain. Johnny Latham ahead, yeah, we missed him just before. Johnny Latham from Christchurch. He's got that BMW. He's had success here before, Johnny Latham, years ago in the RX-7 that ended up being Dylan Moorhouse's. I believe he won this round.
Oh, wow. And Nicky Brown, I love the new scheme that you've done for your boy Jace.
Yeah, rightio. Jace Brown, let's go with that monster machine he's got. He's up 3rd in qualifying. There we go, Kurt Blackie. Hopefully he's not going to have any mechanical woes this round. Mechanical woes around 1 with an engine failure, and then last round, unfortunate, got caught out with the no 5-minute rule that we have in Pro now, and wasn't allowed to change his axle.
It's come back.
In a lot of time, and now the drivers have come together to get rid of that rule. So the 5-minute rule is back, which we'll go into more technicalities of 5-minute rule over the weekend. As we see the James Dudley car driven by Shannon Davison-Redmond, 1.5J under the bonnet, tuned by Brian Ingham, NDT on the North Shore as well. It's got a Jericho 4-speed in it and a whole lot of power. We saw Brodie Mayer from Australia come over and compete in this car at an event at the end of last year. And now James Dudley obviously just is a sucker for punishment and loves to lend his car out to people, but good on him for getting another person into the competition as we see him head off down the front straight, grab the left of the cones, the lead line, which is what they need to use for the qualifying run, around the left-hand side of the cones.
And we'll see what Shannon Davison-Redmond can do as he gets ready to take on the challenging track that is Manfeild today. It's wet, it's slippery, but these guys here are the D1NZ Pro Championship.
Very big commitment here from Shannon, straight out of the bat. He entered very, very early. I don't know if that's going to be a downfall for him, but he seems to be able to get through this section pretty damn well. And obviously the pro cars stepping up. There we go, 2 wheels off. I'm pretty damn sure there's 2 wheels off there.
And a recorrection as well, so reinitiation essentially. Big drag on the handbrake, he'll come through and finish the section off. The only question is this a terrible score or is this a 0?
Yeah, what we're going to see from the judges, they've got to be pretty damn hard on them because these pro drivers, obviously all of us, we're supposed to be pretty good at our jobs, but a very, very big commitment there from Shannon, entering very early in the rain. And I don't actually know how he pulled that off. I thought he was going to end up in the marshal box. As we see, there we go, there's that 1 or 2 wheels. Luckily I'm not a judge, but they might be able to do a little replay on that and see if that was 1 or 2 wheels. Oh, they already have, they've already called it. It's a 1.
It's a 1, yeah.
Johnny Latham lined up this BMW. He's been building this for a long time. He's got a TRD Toyota motor, V8. I don't know if it's a sprint car motor or an NASCAR. It's got a Toyota TRD motor.
Okay, so this one here, if it's got a Toyota TRD, would have to be the same sort of motor that's under Kerry Jones, if you've known him from the sports car ranks that we see racing around New Zealand. This will be the NASCAR engine that they race, or they're very similar to. So there's only a very small handful of them in New Zealand. They are
bit of kit. This car, impressive bit of kit. Supplied a few parts who work for it, and I've been able to see it firsthand. So let's see what Johnny Latham can do in his first competition back. Entering that sweep, big handbrake drag to enter into the sweeper. As he's quite wide and quite committed, can he bring this back to the touch and go to grab that little bit off that rubber strip, a little bit off that touch and grab, he made it back. But listen to the tone of this Toyota V8.
Just turn it up. The torque is incredible.
Yeah, it sounds great. The sprint car motor is a little bit of a rotation there. Definitely going to be marked down heavily by the judges for upsetting that last little bit. We see some 3-wheel action. He grabs the link flag on his way out.
Oh, well done. I mean, he's from the South Island, and so is Link ECU. So, all right, we'll see what happens for Johnny Latham. Wow, what a glorious sound as we see him heading up through Splash.
Yeah, here we go. Just a few corrections. Bit of a messy run here from Johnny. Maybe some butterflies for his first qualifying session back. Throw in the conditions, and for probably the first or second time of driving the setup of the BMW he's been building. It's definitely a challenge, but a bit of 3-wheel action there as he leaves the section, and we're going to see a score. We're going to see another average 1. Waiting for the judges to come through.
Well, he's back. He won a round in Topol, was it last year?
That's correct.
First one up,
That's
yeah.
correct. He did.
He is back.
He beat me in the top 4 last year in Taupo. Good on Jace.
07 Frankenstein is Jace Brown out of Hamilton.
Pulled his wing off. He's pulled his wing off. We'll be looking for more controlled transitions when you pull the wing off.
Valvoline on the fenders. Vita on the door. 07, it is Jace Brown.
Let's see what he can do here. Another early entry through the cones, nice and settled. As he gets the sweeper, he's got this middle line. He's a little bit more online than we've seen. Little steering correction there, and an aggressive switch. Can he save it? No, he can't. And that's going to be a 1. But yeah, wow.
So of course, that thing, still, let's say a supercharged 1UZ, yeah?
It is. It's a supercharged 1U, and there's 2 of them in New Zealand that are good. You've got Geordie Cole's one, and you've got Jace Brown's one. Geordie Cole's one obviously is twin turbo. Jace Brown's is charged. So whether you like the charger or the turbo, it's up to you. But definitely a monster of a car, this thing. Jace Brown, yeah,
it's definitely a monster.
Tiny vehicle, and it is, without the pun of it saying Frankenstein on the back, it's a monster of a car, and he loves to rev it. Loves a pit rev too. Loves a pit rev.
Yeah,
loves a revving in the pits.
Vita performance tyres on the door. And there goes
almost saved that wide span locket in the front of it, but yeah, unfortunately.
Well, that's going to make the highlights reels, isn't it?
In the dry, he might have been able to pull that off, but big commitment on that switch, maybe just a little bit too hard to commitment into that transition. We got next. This thing's loud. You can hear it coming through the walls of your little studio here, Steve. Is that Andy Donahue?
Well, it sounds like it might be. That sounds like the sound of a, yeah. LS7?
I think it is. I think it is a 7 with that high-rise Edelbrock.
See, I always thought that was Filthy Phil's car, because Filthy Phil, they get the gas white. I'm sure it's an LS7 and S14. And when I saw the same thing happen, I'm like, oh, he's just painted the red car white. But no, he has not.
No, he's built his own. Andy Donahue builds his own cars, builds a good car. Nice and tidy. That big Country Labs wing, or on the back of it, I think it is. Pre-facelift as well. Don't see many pre-facelift S14s out there competing. A lot of grassroots cars, a lot of tidy cars.
Yeah, and you can get one at the right price too. Oh, gosh, yes, I just did that.
Here we go. Andy Donahue, see if he's going to enter early, or is he going to enter the cones? A little bit of an early entry there from Andy to get set up. A little bit of left foot brake with that brake strip getting illuminated as he's mid-track where they want him to be. Just not getting in deep enough into that touch and go zone though. That's one of the points that's definitely going to be a mark down. Let's see what he can do to finish the lap off. Gets out to that zone nice and tidy. Flames popping out the side of it, and he's dropping a wheel to get a little bit of a deduction coming through. And yeah, definitely a bit of an untidy finish to the lap here from Andy Donahue, unfortunately. With we saw a nice sweeper. The sweeper was turning into be a nice smooth start to the run, and just a couple of mistakes, then putting him offline. And are we going to see a 1? We are. We're going to see a 1 from the boys upstairs. Another 1. We've only got 1 score on the board from Johnny Latham. And
yeah, but these are the pros. They're the best of the best.
That's it. Yeah, you got to be harsh on them. Got to be harsh on them. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. A lot of grip in that car. You can see it just wants to pull straight, and they're struggling to get it out to these zones.
So what do you do to lose the grip? Just pick up the tyre pressure?
Yeah, tyre pressure, suspension. Depends on how you want to do it. Dampers in the suspension, you can go up harder. Tyre pressure is the easiest and fastest thing, especially in the rain. That's going to be tyre pressure.
Well, let's see what this gentleman here can do. It is Jaron Olive Kroner in the 1GZ FE. That's the V12 by Hartley Engines and Motorsport. This is a Lexus RCF 2021, and it's he's only picked it back to 1,000 horsepower, but we know can develop substantially more than that. Jaron, the local man, he is from Fielding, and he is behind the wheel of that beautiful Flamingo Lexus.
Yeah, listen to this thing. I don't think there's any of these competing anywhere in the world, this engine setup. But let's see how he goes. We're dipping through there, nice and tight laps. Jaron Olive Kroner has done a lot of laps around this circuit, but I don't know how many he's done in this car. As he drops a wheel there, it's going to be a deduction. Grabs a bit of left foot brake, out to that zone. Just doesn't get deep enough into that zone we want to see. And then finishes off the lap. Oh, as we hear some exhaust ripple strips of
such a pitch, such a beautiful sound. So that engine developed here in the Manawatu as well by Hartley Engines and Motorsport. Nelson Hartley, of course, brother of Brendan Hartley. Brendan Hartley, what is it, drive is what we drive down here. Brendan, our last, well, before Liam Lawson, last driver to run in Formula 1. Drove for Scuderia Toro Rosso, which is now the Red Bull second team. What are they called? RB. As we see out of my hometown of Tauranga, it is Kurt Blackie behind the wheel of the mighty Wolfie. LS powered 86. And if you were hoping to get along and meet some of your favourite drifters tonight, we were going to head down to the square and get some of these, but unfortunately, because of the weather, I don't think there's much point of a sausage sizzle.
As we see Kurt Blackie into this section there, he entered right on the cones. A little bit of wavering on the sweeper, and he's going to over-rotate, and unfortunately we're going to see another 1. Obviously treacherous conditions out there. I don't envy these boys now. It was dry this morning when I turned up. Definitely envied them to be on the track, but now in the rain like this, it's so challenging, it's so hard. So hats off them for just being out there. But Kurt Blackie, let's hope this weekend he gets rid of his mechanical dramas and issues and has a good weekend.
So what's going through Kurt's mind right now? You know, trying to obviously prepare the car after you've had so many different sort of changes. He's got a rear end, you know, changes that they've made and stuff like that. And of course, going from dry to wet, What are you thinking?
Yeah, definitely. So Kurt would have seen that his car's performing mechanically this morning. He would have been a lot happier with it. They would have made his suspension changes and the things he would have done. Obviously, we didn't get to test on this track for the wet. So the hardest thing in your mind frame is going around these exact cones and figuring out what is going to happen on this lap. Can I just get it through? Can I just bank some points? And that's it. We're going into his second pass. And he's definitely going to need to tone it back a touch and get some points, as we see Shannon Davison Redmond out here with his second run. He got a 1 on his first, and he's going to have a 1 on his second. So, unfortunately.
So 3 1s will average a 1. 3 1s again will also average a 1. And sadly, that's not going to make you number 1.
So just going back to that thing with Kurt Blackie. So he now needs to reset. He's got half a lap to drive around to reset if he's talking to his comms, figuring out what's going on. Unfortunately, doesn't get to make any changes to the vehicle during his 2 runs because he's out there in a pack. He might be able to get a quick time to jump out and change the tyre pressure or change the dampener. I don't know the rules around that, but in his mind, he needs to just reset, figure out what went wrong, why it was over-rotated. Was he using too much clutch? Was he using too much steering, handbrake, whatever it was, and come back with a clean slate, figure out that limit that he broke to spin that car out, and come back and fix it for a second run just to get some points on the board.
Well, one person who has got points on the board right now is the man sitting in second position in qualifying, Johnny Latham in that BMW.
That's it, Johnny Latham here in this impressive BMW, as we see 44.7 on his first run, as we see him lead up into this first corner of the sweeper here. He's entering nice and wide, not too early. Listen to that Toyota V8. I love that sound of a sprint car motor.
Yeah, that's...
As he flicks in, there's a lot of side roll in that suspension, so let's see if he can keep it together to improve his 44.7 on his first run. Bit of off throttle there as he comes up high. Oh, there's going to be a steering correction there, and the judge is going to be harsh on him. Is he going to receive a 1?
Yeah, so that's the Toyota TRD NASCAR motor. Very, very special motor. This is not like the motor we'll see next, which is the Jace Brown one. Having a look at the Daylight Team replay of Johnny Latham behind the wheel. And just a serious piece of machinery. I was talking to another guy who runs this one here, and he just said that it is one of the coolest motors. They're just an absolute joy.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you talk about the sprint cars. Now, 8 times New Zealand sprint car champion, Kerry Jones out of Woking, Auckland, I think it is. And he campaigns one of these in a Corvette. We've seen him in the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship this summer and just dominating the world. But we go from one V8 Toyota to another one.
Yeah, very diverse, very different V8s. We've got a supercharged 1U here with Jace Brown. Let's see what he can do. Jace Brown's sitting on a 1 for his first run as he initiates a little bit later than he did on his first run into the sweeper. He's a little bit shallower, but this could be a safer line for him to take to grab some points. Oh, we see a little bit of a straight line there as he was transitioning through Splash. The judge is going to be harsh on him. I think they might be. Here we go. Can he finish his lap off? Oh, yeah, not to lose the front. So it's very tough for these guys. They've got so much mechanical grip in the back. Looks like they're losing the front in an instant with these treacherous raining conditions. It's so hard to get heat into these front tyres as well, just with the short run up down the front straight. When they've been sitting there for 5 minutes, they go stone cold in this rain.
Jace Brown being zeroed again, so 1 point each, so 22 points the maximum. We are in a top 24 draw. They did consider putting maybe a top 16, or there was discussions about that, but 24 seats in for tomorrow. And of course, one of the things about seating them for tomorrow was whatever the finishing result and the finishing order in for tomorrow is the basically the qualifying order of for the Sunday. Just had a look at, quite interesting, that two of the judges said that they scored Johnny Latham's previous run with a 1. One actually put scores on the board, so he averaged 13 points, which was that one judge's score divided by 3.
Oh, wow. That's the first time I've seen that.
Andy Donoghue back out on track. He'll be trying to set a pace here again. Another person who hasn't been able to score so far. 1 point across the board, second run of the day in qualifying. This is for round 3 tomorrow of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship.
Andy Donoghue just navigating this tricky course. And we're going to see a straight line there. The judges looking at their tablets. They are straight away before the run's even finished. So unfortunately, Andy Donoghue is going to be on a pair of 1s. Still in the show for tomorrow, though, which is good. Andy, good dude, good driver.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Weather like this.
Yeah.
Somebody just mentioned it, which is Wayne Ott, and he said, how many electrical issues tomorrow due to the water in the cars?
Oh, well, they're all wired professionally. They're all motorsport wired. You know, they use the Repco wiring, they use all the heat shrinks and things like that. Definitely, if you're going to have your windows down all the time, you end up in a puddle. But yeah, the great crews get everything dried out and things like that for tomorrow. So
there you go.
Yeah, they're made to drive in these conditions, much like your road cars are driving, and the wiring obviously is a lot more top spec than the normal road car that you're driving around in. Well, most cars are anyway. You can see some cars that are absolute bird's nest, but yeah, when it's got good motorsport wiring in them in these vehicles, they're definitely built for the task. They're built for the rain. They're built for the elements.
This guy here is built for Manfeild circuit. Chris Amon, he sits on the top spot at the moment. 74.7 for Jaron Oliver after his first run. He'll be trying to, because he knows that he's got a great score so far, it's time to let it scream. Maybe see if you can grab a higher position. He knows this track better than any other driver. He lives probably 2 kilometres away from here, is where Kester and the family home is. Out of splash.
Just listen to it. It's so quiet for a car with so many cylinders. It's got 2 turbos under there.
And the turbos is what made it quiet.
Yeah. As he finishes that lap off Jaron, he had 74.7 for his first run. Can he improve on that? I don't know. Looks like the rain's getting a little bit harder than the first run as well. As we see him here on the sweeper, nice and smooth. A couple of steering adjustments, good hard initiation into splash on that first zone.
So obviously a few wheel drops. I personally don't see it improving in comparison to his first run. He got some great scores in his first one, 78, 82 and a 76. Yeah, 4-point deduction for a 74.7.
Right, Kurt, come on, mate. Let's pull it off. Another man wearing a Drift Corp hat in his profile photo. Him and DK, Digger Dan, obviously want to be members of Drift Corp. But here we go. Kurt, can he pull it off?
Well, let's see what the Tauranga local can do. It's the LS under the bonnet of that Toyota GT86.
Yeah, so very mellow initiation, almost straight on that initiation. But he's got through the point. A lot of wavering going on here, but he's going to grab some points. All he needs to do is finish this lap. You can hear it in his tone. He's dropped the revs down just to keep it controllable. A little wheel drop there. It's going to be a slight deduction. Get up high before shooting into the last corner. Can he keep it together and grab some points for the board? Yeah, here we go. He's
that just screams out top spot. You wouldn't believe it. Jaron Oliver actually has scored better in the previous lap because of points deductions. 75 points to increase his lead, but this one here was a very strong run by Kurt Blackie.
Yeah, just a little bit of wavering on this, and not a great initiation. He was a little bit worried, a little bit scared. He loses the front there a little bit, but doesn't straight line. So let's see if he can finish the lap. Well, obviously we've seen it already, but let's see what the judges are going to score him. They haven't given him a 1 yet or anything like that, so that's good. That's promising. Let's see where he's going to put. But Kurt will be so relieved. His car's got through it. He's got through 2 qualifying sessions.
Absolutely.
He's going to park it up for the night.
Well, let's have a look at the moment. I don't know why we're getting shown. Look, there are 4 people equal at the moment on the same position for third, which is Andrew Donahue, Jace Brown, Shannon Davison Redmond, and Kurt Blackie. But on the top spot currently is Jaron Oliver with Johnny Latham in behind. We're just waiting for one more score to come through. I think that Kurt Blackie has got to be going up.
Kurt Blackie should have a bag of points here. Whether it's going to be a 75 or not, I would say with those issues, no. 52.7.
Really? Why?
Score. I'm guessing it's because of that Sweeper Steve. He just didn't initiate hard enough.
Hello to the team DSR out there. There's Rex in the middle. Hello, Rex. There's Dave, Kurt Blackie's dad, Jamie. Aaron Habib, 52. I really thought that would have been higher, but that's why I'm not a judge.
I think it was just that sweeper for him, mate. That sweeper.
So, of course, this is rounds 3 and 4 this weekend, but after that is the final round at Bay Park Speedway.
The Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase, which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at D1NZ.com.
Oh man, that's going to be a big one. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a one hell of a show. And to, yeah, there's us on the TV. And to head back there. And obviously, it's going to be epic to see come Sunday night the championship standings in both competitions.
Did you know that we can find ourselves well, depending on the results, we could crown some champions essentially this. We're not going to do that though if they do get there, because we will save it for Bay Park.
100%, you need to save it for Bay Park, but we'll have a good idea of what's going to be going on in these two championships, and they're close at the moment.
Look at that monster truck on the left-hand side of the screen. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, that thing there. Look at it. Imagine driving that. But how dismal is this qualifying so far? It's been terrible because of the weather.
Dismal weather. Dismal weather.
No,
These boys are
dismal drivers.
as they can.
Terrible.
Right?
I tell you what, if Ben Jenkins, Cole Armstrong, who's all the other washed-up drifters that have given up and gone to the bottom, they were their 100-point scores, I guarantee
I don't think so. I'm not going to talk myself up like that.
I will.
As much as a challenge as any of these boys, Steve. It's, yeah. So let's see what we can go. Here we go.
Okay.
Adam Davies, good mate of mine. Then there's 20B 180SX. He's obviously lent his other car, the Unicorn, out to Taylor James.
Yes, he sure has. Oh, there's another 180 as well. That's got a slightly different engine, the mighty RB.
Yeah, Michael Thorley. Michael Thorley definitely impressive driving over the last couple of years. As we see Adam taking off, that distinctive noise of a 20B turbo. So let's see what he can do. He's also had some good success down here. The DSR boys have had some great success together down here.
They certainly have. Both of them, their first ever round wins were here at Manfeild. I think that was year after year. And of course, they've won with Luke Finker as well here with the mighty Unicorn. These cars, DSR, one track that they seem to love. Let's see what oh, don't talk, just listen to that motor.
Here we go, just not in the right spots here. It's just so wet out there for these boys. Treacherous conditions. As he's missed that first zone.
Nah, it's only one wheel off a long time.
And going straight. A lot of flames coming out of that car, Steve. Wastegate flames and exhaust flames.
Oh, just... I'm not even really a rotary fan, but you just can't not love that. Let's have a look at the replay again. Dale ITM bringing us the replays. Of course, you're watching now on Sky Sport tomorrow from 2 p.m. We're going to run through on Facebook again and on our YouTube channel, D1NZ, before switching it up. So it's the Repco 24/7 Mimico machine of Adam Davies, who just drags on that handbrake, tries to settle the car down, and just this weather conditions has just been horrible for everyone.
Weather conditions, you know, this their first qualifying lap is their first test lap for this track in the rain for this comp. So yeah, very, very hard. Looked like Adam's car there was way too gripped up and just wanted to straighten him on him all the time. Let's jump over to Brucey Boy, good mate of mine again. See what he can do in this epic S13.
The Rocket Bunny Mag and Turbo from Hamilton. It is Bruce Tannock behind the wheel. I missed the beard, Brucey, bring it back.
He's very wide on that sweeper, but can he bring it back? Didn't get the right camera angle there, but was coming through Splash. He's keeping it on the track. Is not. Everyone's dropping wheels. Everyone's dropping wheels there.
Oh, if he over-rotates it, just keep your foot on it.
For an average one, Brucey, come on.
Well, you got the same score as Adam Davies, so I mean, it shows you the score of the level. So right now we have... Okay, we've seen 8 drivers. How many people have scored?
Bruce will be kicking himself. Kicking himself.
Oh man, we've got like 3 scores in.
The only man on a Achilles 123S tyre. He's got a stockpile of tyres sitting in a Mag and Turbo.
So look, in this situation as a driver, these guys need to qualify. They need to basically bank a score Why are we not seeing them taking it maybe a little bit easier and going for a 50-point run? Why are they pushing for the hundreds?
So one of the biggest things, like I said before, is that they have not done a wet lap round here. So all these cars are all taking a guess on their own cars of a setup to try, and if they are still set up for the dry and they're just Hail Marying it for qualifying because they know that they're going to get through tomorrow anyway, we don't know. But definitely a few technical things you can do to make it easier for you to drive. As we see James McManaway in the party car, his party car.
Oh, I want to see it drift on a barge.
It's coming through pretty clean. He's the only man to not drop a wheel so far, and he's straight-lined it. So that's going to be a 1.
Awesome, though. He's like, oh, I straight-lined it. I know the judges are going to zero me. Let's make it exciting for the highlights reels.
Yeah, when you make a mistake, you've got a 1.
James McManaway, let's talk about this car for a second. See how it's got, it looks actually a little bit different on the sides. Why? Because they stripped all of the sign writing off and then re-sign wrote both sides of it today, and then James went and did that.
Wow.
Doesn't quite drive it the same as Mr. Luke Fink, does he?
No, good.
Yeah, no, he was hard on locks and he was taking an off-road journey, so that was exactly like Finky was. No, man, it had them downs.
It was a good sweeper, a good first zone, got through splash, grabbed the outer zone, didn't drop a wheel, and then it just straightened on him. It must be too gripped up, so there you go. That's back to one of the things. No laps around here in the wet today. A big thing on setup. We saw Adam Davies before come out. Car looked way too gripped up.
In the rain, what sort of tyre pressures are you running?
It completely depends on the tyre you're running.
Yep.
And what you've got. And some people believe to pump them right up, pump them to the moon. It's a trick of Fangers. He pumps them to the moon.
Yeah.
With his Trias tyres and dissipates all the water. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Aggressive driver, Cody Pullenbury. Let's see what he can do.
Core Civil on the side of that 2JZ powered Nissan S15. It is Cody Pullenbury behind the wheel, creeping out on track.
Now this is a nice smooth sweeper. In the dry, he was very wavery, but in the wet here, this is not bad so far. Just missing a little bit of more points in that clipping zone before. He's going to keep it on the track. So now all he needs to do is not put a wheel off here.
And he's not going to. No, he hasn't.
Put a wheel off. Put a wheel off for a deduction there, but
that deduction there, this is a sort of strong run.
It's a strong run for the conditions. It definitely is.
Don't do it there, Cody. He didn't. Yes. Finishes with a rolling burnout. That's a score.
Grab some points. That's the most important thing. So now we've got some more points on the board from Cody. He might.
So question about how will the battles be ordered tomorrow if everyone's on a 1? I think it goes back to championship order after that.
I'm correct, it does.
Well, Cody, that's a nice solid run for him, even though we've got the left rear single wheel off coming through out of that last section out of Splash before we head down into the hairpin.
Yeah, just a little touch down there.
All right, well, let's have a look. Oh,
here's Taylor James in the 13B Mimico car, Adam's other car.
Of course, out of Central Drift. Normally has names like John Ray Insurance, etc. on the side of his car in Roundwood, New Zealand, but he's had to go up and hook up the boys from Napa Auto Parts, Repco 24/7 and Mimico. Out of Tukuroa is Taylor James. Taylor used to campaign, he's used to campaigning RB34 powered Nissan S14, and we saw that thing lunch itself.
Steve, this is a lap. This is a lap for a man who's done very minimal laps in that car and in the rain. That was impressive. That was a very, very good lap from Taylor in the rain.
Let's go back a lap quickly. Cody Pullenbury has actually pumped in one heck of a lap, 83 for first position. Even got an 86 out there. Let's see what Taylor James, because this could even go further up.
My money is that this is going to go further up. This is a good lap from Taylor. Look, minimal steering corrections. That car just looks so set up well. I know he's done some work with Darren Kelly and setting this car up for his driving style. He even gets out to that last zone, which we haven't seen many people do. So this is, yeah, epic. And look forward to the score coming through for this one for Taylor. 85, there we go.
Oh, you were right. And in there's an 89, an 83, and an 83. What's interesting, though, is that two of the judges actually scored Cody Pullenbury's run higher, but one of them was a big jump. Andrew Redwood's like, nah, there was 4 points difference between the two of them. Let's look at the next battle, or the next one out on track. In
Shallow on that first part of the sweeper on his initiation. His front wheel almost running off. He looks like he's off that zone a little bit, but to keep his wheels on, to keep his deductions down. That's going to be the important thing of qualifying here as he switches through, grabs that zone, doesn't put a wheel off, but here's the important part. Does he put a wheel off? No! Oh, do they count that, or was it just a puddle next to the,
it was a puddle.
Track?
And he got up the top as well. It's a 180 thing. The crew said I had to call it the veg. I said, why is that? He said it because it stands for Valvoline, NZ and GT Radials. I said, it's okay, I'll just say your sponsors for you.
So coming back to it, this is the thing. You want to keep your deductions down because there's so many variables in the rain, these cars, these drivers. You keep your deductions down, your wheels off down. It's going to add to you, obviously, your overall points at the end, but it's so important in the rain when you have to be so technical. As he gets up there, does it a puddle? Well, see, I would argue that that is not a wheel off. That might have just been clipping the water on the side of the track. It didn't look like
I'm okay with that.
The tyre moved to me. Here we go. Who we got here? Who's up?
So this is Adam Davies up next.
Davies up
next. The second of the Mimico cars. 20B under the bonnet.
Right.
Let's see how he can go on his second run.
Second pass, early initiation into the sweeper. He's mid-track. Mid-track, little bit of steering. Adjustments there, a little bit off that zone as well as he comes through splash corner.
Go for points, boy, go for points.
That's it, keep his deductions down, don't put any wheels off. You want to add to these points. He's down on the throttle. Normally this thing is scraped.
Better.
As he gets up high, just to get up high enough, a few corrections to get down to that clip and up to the top, finish the lap off, but he's going to keep it all on the track, and he is going to improve on his one from his first pass.
Michael Thorley, he was ones across the board. So let's see what the improvement will be. We know he's gone 3 1s, and we know that the track's starting to maybe get better, or these guys just have been talking to each other going, what are you guys on? Because we need to finish the lap.
That's it, that's it. And we've just seen, actually, Steve, I'm looking at Taylor James's score has been altered from an 85 to an 84.3. So obviously someone could use a calculator right on the other side of this.
Yeah.
But he's corrected on an 84.3 and still leading over. Could have put a Brewer on an 83.
Score's just come through for Adam Davies. He's moved into 4th position with a 63.7. It's got 2 points of deductions across the 68, 69 and 60 of the 3 scores as Bruce Tannock and the Magan Turbo RB32 powered Nissan S13 Silvia, 800 horsepower under the bonnet for Bruce Tannock. Let's see how he can go.
Let's go, Bruce. Let's pull a lap off. Let's get some points, mate.
Car number 31 goes with his age.
Here we go. Is he leading in? Is he going to enter early, or is he going to enter at the cones? Just before the cones, gets set onto the sweeper, nice and smooth so far. Mid-track, where he needs to be. Scrub some speed off, miss that ripple strip so doesn't spin himself out. Grabs into that late apex until he jumps over to our outer zone. Grabs that nice. Definitely a lot of grip in this car on those 1, 2, 3s, and he's going to put 3 wheels off. No, he didn't. Did he?
Well, I don't know. All I know is he is a former pro sport champion. Did you ever win the pro sport?
No, I never did.
Did you, bro?
My brother Troy did, yeah.
Remind me that when we see Troy. I've got to always, you know, it's important that these drivers remember where they came from.
Man, the sweeper was nice and smooth from Brucey here. It's definitely.
I think the sweeper's going to need a sweeper after this, isn't there?
Yeah, nice switch. Grabs at apex in there to move over to the outer zone. Didn't drop a wheel there, but we put the commentator curse on it. Grabs a handbrake and probably sent the car out just a little bit too wide towards that zone. That could have been avoided with no handbrake dragging, trusting himself through that switch on the throttle. Unfortunately, yeah, we're going to see Bruce Tannock.
Well, you'll be equal 8th position, I'd say.
Score, yeah.
Equal 7th.
It's got to be...
equal 7th position.
It's got to be a pair of 1s, and it is a pair of 1s for Brucey, unfortunately, but he'll be back tomorrow to battle it out.
Okay, well, we'll just see if we can maybe talk to the judges and find out if the judges are actually being lenient. So, I don't think they want to talk to us.
No, we're not being lenient.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Just wondering, are you guys being lenient with your scoring, with the conditions?
No, not at all. No, the conditions are the conditions, and the drivers should know how to drive to them. If they are making a spin or a straight line, we're penalising it accordingly.
Fair enough, too.
You got to do it. You got to do it that way.
So everything's, how's the comfort up there? I know the air conditioning and hair's going really well. Hope it's good for you.
It's mighty crisp and beautiful.
We'll let you get back to your job. Andrew Redwood, of course, what are we going to call him? The lead judge. But talking about the lead judge, this is James McManaway. He's sitting in 12th position currently with 3 1s.
So calm and collected, Mr. Redwood. So calm and collected. Man of little words. Just telling it how it is with these pro drivers having to go out there and do it in ruthless fashion. Maybe we'll catch up with them later. And
yeah, we'll catch up later. Oh yeah, they'll be staying at the same place.
Right, yeah, here we go. James McManaway, number 2 local, in his party car. Let's see what he can do. James McManaway sitting on a 1 as well. Let's see if he can get some points on the board heading into tomorrow.
They wrapped the car. He could have put some rear tail lights on the right-hand side. All right, James McManaway. Well, it's supposed to be an S15 with an LS supercharger, but that seems like something else somebody else is driving. Let's see what the R32 Skyline can do.
Lots of angle, steering into whatever steering kit he's using. He flicks there, just misses that ribble strip. That was a good switch. He's on throttle through the bottom of splash. Can he keep it out of? Yes, he can. Oh, and there we go. He has a straight and too much grip. Too much grip there.
That was better than his last one, though.
It definitely was, but see, we were just talking to Red Bull before, not going to be lenient. If he's not going to be lenient, then that's probably going to be a 1. But let's see. Maybe he's realised he's being too rude.
He's being a meanie.
He's being a meanie. Let's see.
Cuddy Pullenbury, he went to the top on his last one. It was obviously eclipsed by Taylor James. He'll be the next one out on track as we see. It's a day of how do we score the mistakes. Well, if you're a D1NZ judge, you just see it how you see it.
That's it. And what did they do to James McManaway? They won them pair of 1s. Oh, that is harsh. That is harsh, but it is. That's the judges' criteria. It was a straight line. It was a straight line there. But other than that, the first half of that lap was actually looking really, really good.
All right, well, let's see how Cody PB can go. Cody Pullenbury, of course, on the side of his 2JZ powered Nissan S15. He's run as high as 2nd in the championship. I think he did that, was it last year or the year before? And one day wants to get himself up to the top spot, the Pullenburys. Well, right now they're the brothers of drift with you and your bro not there.
That's it. Here we see Cody's well out wide on the sweeper. Can he make it back in? Definitely not the line the boys are looking for, but he's made it back in. He's switched the car. The visor's up. And he's just trying to cruise himself through this lap to grab some points and try and improve on his 83 from run 1. But he's going to drop 1 wheel there. He had a deduction for dropping a wheel in the first run. So said you need to really keep these deductions down to try and climb to the top of this qualifying leaderboard. But nice and tidy lap.
A good lap for the conditions. So his first one was an 83-point average. What's your thoughts on that? Is this one of the better laps for the conditions that we've seen today?
It is. It is a very good lap. It's high commitment on that sweeper. As we saw, he was quite wide out. Whether that's the judge line or not, I think they wanted to be a little bit more in a mid-track to grab that clipping point. But commitment-wise on the sweeper, that's the best commitment we've seen on the sweeper, and pulling it off today so far. Well, in my box anyway. Like I said before, you've just got to keep those deductions down. Otherwise, it would have been a good lap from Cody, a high-scoring lap from Cody. But grabbing that wheel off, and it's so obvious to see when it puts up that water trail.
Well, with
a deduction coming through as we see a score come through, another 2-point deduction, and he's going to finish on a 73.7 with his best score being his first run at an 83 flat for run 1. And now we've got
Taylor James running the Unicorn, the mighty Unicorn. You see the rear tyres looking very much like that S14. All right, so we're going to watch the judges watching this and see.
It's critical here. Taylor James, this is really critical here.
Okay, doesn't
Let's
like
see if
this.
he can improve on his 84.
JT's looking at the sky as it's not raining on your head. Sorry, they can't hear us.
Hopefully they're looking out the window at the qualifying run. Let's go, Taylor. Let's see what he can do.
So mean.
Enters right at the cones, nice and smooth. He's quite wide out on that sweeper compared to his first run, but he's getting back in there. Great touch and go. Grabbed it. It was almost perfect.
Well, we'll see the improvement. Holds it there. Now gets ready to switch. Look at that tyre. Hold it on track.
Here we go. Yep, that's right where he needed to be. Now he needs to get quite high up in the zone. Wasn't as high up there as he was on his first run.
All I got to say
He's
is,
going to finish the lap. That is hats off to Taylor, mate, and his team.
how good does he look behind the wheel of a rotary? Renee Richmond, what do you think about that? Don't you think he'd be great, Renee Richmond, running a rotary? I know you want to sort him out a rotary for next year for his S14.
Yeah, but he definitely needs to get rid of that RB that's in that car, mate. It's just been mechanically woed for him for... actually, it hasn't. It hasn't. Last of the majors. It's just done it once. But this is a great lap, Steve. This is a lot of commitment. Snappy transition in the wet. He's got that thing dialed on those Trias tyres. And he just gets out to the edge of the track there. Are we going to see an improvement on his 84.3? I mean, it could be. The only thing I could note would be that he probably wasn't as high into this zone right here as he was on his first lap.
So we'll see what the judges say. They scored him an 89, an 83, and an 81. Those were 3 scores for the first run he had, and it is
88.3, epic. Well done, Taylor.
amazing. Michael Thorley, can he improve? We saw him look very, very solid on track, although he zeroed out, well, one out, I guess we could call it, in the first one. He needs to hold it on track.
Yeah, definitely quite wide and a big commitment on that sweeper, probably a little bit too wide. And it's definitely scrubbed a lot of speed through Splash on that camera angle, but can he keep it out of the side?
better.
He can. He's looking to grab some points here.
And he gets it up as well.
That's good. That's good.
Nice slingshot.
That's great.
That's better.
That's a good lap from Michael Thorley, maybe just letting him down on the sweeper, but overall, the conditions that it was in, that he was in his second lap of driving this configuration of the track in the rain, that was a good lap. Just there, we see the replay starts, is where the mistake was made, but he did what he needed to do to minimise his deductions and grab a good pot of points. So whether that's going to be up in the 80s, this is impressive. That's probably the best we've seen up at that zone today. So let's see how lenient our mates up in the judging tower are going to be.
There's our top 10 so far. In the
Sweep up.
So this is qualifying so far. Taylor James sits on the top with an 88.3 from Cody Pullenburry and an 83-point score. Gianno of Krona sitting in third place, a local man from Taurunga's Adam Davies on a 63.7, Kurt Blackie on a 52.7, Johnny Lathan on a 44.7, and then there's the rest on one. Chase Brown, James McManaway, Bruce Tannock, Andy Donoghue. That's the top 10, and the rest of them are also on one. 12 drivers have been through. There are 10 drivers to go. And we have got a score come through now for Michael Thorley with an 81, an 88 and a 78, 82.3 for third position, Michael Thorley.
Well done, Thorley. That was great. It was a great lap. It was a great ending to the lap as well. And we've seen in that zone.
And Kim Thorley is very, very happy. She's got the fire. There we go. There's some waves.
Agreed. Epic lap from Mike. Well done. And so good.
Little one hiding. We see you. We see you. Those are nice pink Crocs. Those are even cooler red bands though, eh? Well, let's have a look and see what Clayton Daly can do. It was supposed to be Luke Fink up next, but we've got Clayton Daly in the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance LSX powered Supra out of Tauranga. He's making his way around.
This might be the transit lap there, Steve.
Yeah.
I think they're all just transiting around. We're going to see Fink in a second, but as we see that, that's the ex-Drew Donovan Supra on the screen, obviously modified and done by the RHP boys. And damn, can Clayton drive that car? Clayton's turning out to be a very competitive and a very good little driver. So, yeah.
Goes James McManaway out there in the whānau. Oh, look, there's Luke Fink's camera. That's got a broken shutter on the front. Hello to Tiana too. She'll be getting ready to watch her man and the kids. Look at that. You know, how have she not got a jacket on? What do you
Here we go.
Yeah.
Luke Fink in the boss's car. Is he going to damage it?
Of course he is.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But let's see how he goes in this. Luke's actually driven this car a couple of times when it was back in Queensland.
We've got a Luke Fink fans out there. Go up and smash the love button. And if you're like me and want to do the angry face, do that just because it's funny. There we go. Angry reacts.
I'm expecting a full commitment. Not expecting. I know what Luke's going to do here is going to be a full commitment lap.
And if he doesn't get there, he's just going to send it to the wind farms.
100%. He puts on a show. He does some epic runs.
And his little man's just got onto the BMX and doing some great jumps too.
Yeah, see that little bossy? Yeah, he's doing some cool things over there on his BMX bike as he's already sideways out of the cones as he flicks in. This is already starting to be an impressive lap. Very, very early entry. Around the sweeper, nice and wide.
Oh,
nice and smooth. Grabs that touch and go. A lot of handbrake drag there though, just to make it its way into the centre of splash. And keeping it out of the grass. That's the main thing. Minimising his deductions here. Grabs out there, just gets that wheel off.
Another driver to bring it up there, so we'll see the slingshot on the handbrake again before bringing the nose back down. He'll power out. Can he hold on to it? Another points to, oh, that was too off.
Manfeild circuit is getting an absolute hammering from the weather and from the boys dropping their wheels, so the crew's going to have to go and fill a pretty big trench outside that last outside zone, I would say, tonight or tomorrow.
You know what, rather than do that, we'll just turn them around. We'll unwind it. Of course, we'll see them doing that on Sunday. You can check it out live on Sky Sport. We'll be starting off on Facebook and YouTube as well with the Pro Sport Championship. But this is Luke Fink out on track. He was not scared to go fast, and whoop, there goes a wheel drop.
Right there, wheel drop. Like I said before, you need to minimise these deductions. Luke was on a heater of a lap with that deduction, but he's still going to get some good points here, I would say. It was high commitment on that sweeper, as we expect nothing less from this man. And we can't wait to see him tomorrow in battles, especially in a car that works. Jeez, he's going to be a...
LS6 454 engine, it's a Toyota Supra, and this is Clayton Daly, Limitless Tyres, RHP, Reed Harrison Performance out of Mata Mata. And this guy here, it's got a big motor under the bonnet of this thing.
It does, mate, and it's got a big supercharger hanging out of it now. These boys put it nice and wide on the sweeper to start his first lap. Grabs that touch and go, just gets it turned on a dime. Misses the ripple strip without allowing him to spin. See the suspension movement there, so he does get the ripple strip on the exit splash as he moves up into the last zone. He's he's put the wheel well off the track.
The way I see it though is if you're going to put a wheel off, as long as it's only one, it should be deducted the same amount. Luke Fink's scores just come through. Wow, 12 points of deductions. So the judges loved it with a 79, a 77 and an 83, but with 12 points of adjustment of deductions brings him into 5th position with a 67.7. Clayton Daly, let's have a look at the replay of his run. So
nice and smooth, good throttle control. Definitely got the car set up well for the rain. I'd say just done a lot of work with Darren Kelly as well with setup. So
when you talk about when you talk about Darren Kelly and these guys sending their cars down, what sort of setup and adjustments the stuff is Darren doing to them?
Obviously all these cars got so much adjustment in them, technically in the back and the front. A lot of these cars run a Wisefab setup or they're of the same sort of type of steering. There's a lot of adjustment you can do into these cars.
So we corner scaling them and everything?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Darren's got a full motorsport workshop up at Hampton Downs at his home, and he does a lot of car setups there.
Hello to Tori,
of the drivers
Andrea, I think it was Jez, Chicken. Oh, look at them all.
Yeah,
Jamie on the side. Look, he's a little fella over there with no musk. Oh, it's Black Curdy, Aiden. Where's Stocky? Oh, there's Stocky, Drift Jesus. He's looking over the shoulder of Rex, because Rex has probably got Sky Sport 4. No, he'll be watching he's too cheap to go up and stop throwing signs. Who else is out there? Okay, the car's away, and this is Sam West.
Epic driver out of Bay of Plenty, out of Tauranga, Mount Maunganui. Epic driver, beat me in the last round well and truly. And he's come up through the ranks of Pro Sport as well. And he's just an amazing driver.
It's amazing how you don't forget who's ever beaten you.
Let's go Sam West as he leads up. A little bit slower out of those cones than we've seen before, but he's initiated quite intensely. But let's see, Sam West, known for his limiter. Let's listen in.
Jason Overs Builders on the side of Sam West's car. He's keeping it on the track so far. RHP.
It's nice and smooth from Sam West. Minimal steering cricks. Keep it off. Keep it off.
Come on, Sam. What are you up to?
So close.
And then, of course, he wasn't able to sort of slingshot it the same way the others were, so I guess we might probably see.
And we've got 2 wheels off over the back. Is that 2 wheels off going to be before the end of the section? Tough job for the judges there. That was definitely close to the end of the section. But
He'll probably be crewing somewhere near Clayton Daly. He'll be saying, bro, I'll show you how to do it with a 79 for fourth position. Well, West Plasterers just plastered some work at my house too. Thank you very much.
Shameless plug there.
Yeah.
But here we go. Sam's nice and tiny lap. A little bit of wheel work in there. So his windows down. We can see it. This is where we go. He gets that deduction of the wheel drop.
That's one wheel off.
That's one wheel off. He flicks up, tries to get nice and high. Not as high as up as we've seen Taylor James and Michael Thorley before.
Okay, let's count them.
But there we go. The 2 wheels. Is that before? Was it 3 wheels? 3 wheels at once, and it's before the zone ended.
But was it? You know what? Jeremy Slammett will know, and he'll be up next. We'll wait for the scores to come through. Of course, we'll let you know when they do. Taylor James still sitting on the top spot with his 84.3 from Cody Pullenbury on an 83. Third place, Michael Thorley with an 81.7 score.
There we go. There it is.
1-1-1.
They've given him a 1.
Where is Fanger Dan? He should be up next. Here is Jeremy Slammett.
You know where Fanger would be? He's smart. He'll just be sitting in his garage.
Yeah.
In his garage. Keep him dry. That's what he'll be doing. Here we go. Jeremy Slammett in the Supra, GT86 fronted Supra with the JDM team, the 3rd member, as he flicks into the sweeper.
This guy here, of course, came out of MSC Challenge, won that one there. Most of his drifting's been in New Caledonia. And will come through and power through the circuit.
Sweet as. Here we go. Coming through is nice and smooth a lap. As he comes out to the outer zone, doesn't drop the wheel like the rest, but can he get up nice and high for this last zone? A little bit of handbrake adjustment just to get himself up there. They use the handbrake to get the car a lot further sideways into those zones, and he used that there right on the end to finish the lap. So we'll see a replay in a second of Jeremy's lap as we watch our man Jordan Joyce.
So hang on, this is Jordan Joyce, but it should still be Fanger Dan that's up, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Actually, they'll be touring around as we see the replay of Jeremy Slamett's lap in the JDM Supra. Lots and lots of comments still coming through on Facebook. Ezra Ellerby says, go Sam. Also says, go Clayton. Clayton says, go back to work. You don't finish for another 15 minutes. Limitless tyres, Hewlett's riding them out.
Not a bad lap from Jeremy Slammett until he ended up in this last little zone. He didn't drop any wheels, so he minimised his deductions and just had a little bit of steering correction going into that top zone, which he didn't get deep enough into. But he finished the lap off. He got some points. It's not going to be a 1. We're just waiting for the score to come through as Jordan Joyce is getting ready for his first lap.
So in theory, Fanger is up next, which means that is this pass that he should be there? Is it already been zeroed? If so, he's got 1 lap to basically set a score. This is Jordan Joyce in the Elite Performance S14.
See what Jordan can do. He's been driving really well lately. Nice and wide on the sweeper. Look at that, minimal steering corrections. You can't see that front wheel moving from there. Nice in that touch and go. Got the front planted, got the rear planted, and he's left it. Coming through, can he keep it out of the grass? He can, just a little touch and a little strip there. You can see the suspension moving again as he flicks out wide, and he's just going to put a wheel over the edge.
It was on the line, it was on the line.
It was on the line?
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's a great slingshot as well, come through. So we'll see how he goes through.
Correct.
Puts a bit of angle on, gets on the gas, and we'll come through and finish the circuit. To me, that was a very, very nice lap.
It was a very, very good lap. And obviously, like I said, he's had a deduction and then tried to get it up nice and high. But I'm just going to see it. What do you reckon, Steve? You reckon that's off? I'm pretty sure.
Man, I'm going to go with a 83, 82 average.
Yeah, definitely feel that run should be in the 80s for Jordan.
And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I mean, if I'm wrong, it's because the judges got it wrong, not me.
What are we seeing? P1. What's P1?
84.3. That's 89, 83, and 81 for Taylor James currently.
88.3 for Taylor James is P1 right now. So
I can say that one of the judges did see a 80 in Jordan Joyce's, but one saw a 67 and a 78. That is 73 average for Jordan Joyce. And Fanger's score is not there, which means that, oh, okay. Well, let's go back to Luke Fink now. Look at that smile. Luke Fink. Out of a very dry Queensland.
Can he pull it through? What has he got? He got a -12 deduction in his first run. What does he do?
Come on, Luke.
67.7 in his first run. Can he improve? Big entries here. Putting on a show.
Tiana and the kids watching their dad, watching their man from Queensland. And we'll see how he goes as he comes through Splash. I don't think they've ever seen rain over there, so this will be completely foreign to them. Let's see what this foreigner can do. Oh, he's actually dabbed a bit of brake.
There we go. He's kept it out of the grass too as he comes into the zone. A bit of a handbrake drag there from Lukey.
Yeah, don't get it up there.
Set him up nice. Is he up nice and high? He is. He gets that zone as well. So this is a lot better lap than it was before. I think this is going to be a valid improvement.
Go hold on to it. He did.
He has. That was it. That was it. He toned it down a little touch. He toned it down. And that's going to get him an improvement as he is drifting the back straight.
Oh, they're just trying to settle the car down. I mean, it just sometimes they have a mind of their own.
Here we go, nice and settled. Minimal steering corrections, only a little touch on the steering corrections. Grabs that touch and go. Back on the throttle, coming through splash. Just perfect onto that ripple strip there. Handbrake through the middle section, slow him up onto the white line. Flicking into the last corner, could have been a little bit higher on that, but that would be one of the nitpicks, probably a foot and a half off that white line as he finishes this lap coming through. It's a tough job for the judges here as they deliberate. Luke
certainly got a few Luke Fink fans out there. Yeah, there's Diana now. Go, Luke. Ray Clark says he's thinking that's good.
Clayton Daly on the run-up for his second pass here as we wait for Luke Fink's score to come through.
Clayton Daly sitting in, where is Clayton? He's sitting in 4th position, 79 points for him after his first run of the day. We'll see if he can improve.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Clayton. Nice and smooth on the sweeper. A lot of throttle control coming around. Gets that touch and go quite nicely. Jumps into the apex of splash to bring it through. A little bit wide. Oh, he's very lucky there. Good car
on the track
from Clayton. As he comes through, oh, he's going to drop that wheel again. That rut must have been getting pretty damn high. There's going to be a deduction on him of actually a pretty good lap.
What I don't understand is every single driver's doing it. Why are they not trying to settle that car down, bring it in?
They're just pushing hard through splash, grabbing that outer zone. And
because it feels more natural. Every single one's going for the natural line, but that doesn't actually mean that you're going to stay on the track.
That's it. And as we saw before, Luke Fink grabbed a little bit of handbrake to settle the car down, maybe to slow the car down a touch. It's hard to slow the car down with a handbrake in the rain. Does Clayton grab the handbrake here to send him out? No, he doesn't. He keeps it on the throttle. So he's on throttle, which just pushes him a little bit wider to then drop that wheel.
Tim Thorley's paying out on Ray Clark, saying classic dad jokes. Ray Clark, sending my love to you, mate. I know that you've had a pretty hard time recently. One of our D1NZ media, so setting our love, bro. All right, let's see what is going to happen this time. It is Sam West's turn to come back and try and reset a score. Currently sitting in 17th position with a 1.
We go Sam West. Let's see what Sammy can do. Impressive driver, sitting in 17th at the moment with a average of 1. So let's hope he can get some more points on the board here. And the Jason Overs Builders 180SX. Cool car, cool motor, good dude.
West Plaster is on the side. If you look at it on a certain angle, it actually says Jesus on the side of his car. He didn't realise that until I
noticed that too, actually. Here we go. A little bit of a slower entry to what we've seen, but he's keeping it. He's keeping it nice and smooth. That midline around the sweeper.
Look at this. He's got his wiper blade
off, but grabs that touch and go nicely. Pushes around, he's on the throttle on the left foot brake, a lot of angle, doesn't get as deep as he needed to into that second zone. As he moves through, he's just staying away from dropping those wheels. There's definitely a lot of offline through that section, and then gets up high to grab at that last zone to finish off. But he's definitely going to improve on his 1.
Well, he can improve by going to Repco here and fielding and replacing his wiper blade.
He's definitely going to improve on his 1, but I'll show you a point right here, Steve, of where it all went wrong. But nice sweeper.
That's where his windscreen wiper tried to leave the chat.
Yep, grabs that touch and go really nice. Gets into the end of the apex of splash, moves through on the throttle, a little bit of left foot brake, but doesn't grab that zone he needed. And then in turn, he had to switch a lot earlier, which has then messed up this whole zone over here that we see everyone dropping the wheels.
I would say it was better. Like you were absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah.
But it actually made for a better line because what that did was it actually set himself up really nicely for the rest of the lap. So
a couple of years ago, we ran that line here at Manfeild. We actually ran that line down the bottom. And it's a faster way through that track, but doesn't promote a good chase. What the judges have done here with the outer zones, promoting a way better chase line that we're going to see.
We know that Andrew's going to punish him. Maddie West said, at least it's not the bonnet again. Yes, Maddie. Maddie sitting at home enjoying probably air-conditioned comfort as Sam goes out.
Jeremy slam it up for his second run here as we see Sam West is given a 72.7 on his second run. Good improvement. Jeremy slam it. Nice and early entry. That was quite an early entry for Jeremy. He's on the midline of the sweeper. This is going to be...
That's nice lock too. He's no corrections coming through.
Yep. Grabs that touch and go as well. Gets in there to the apex.
So now.
Gets out to the white line, doesn't drop a wheel. He grabs a handbrake. Now it's going to set him up. It's going to slow him down for this part. He's not going to drop a wheel.
That's clever in my opinion.
Not as far as it was. Can he get up high? He just misses that top zone, but he's going to have minimal deductions out of this run. That's the most important thing, especially when you're fighting for the points.
Sam West's score just came through, 73.72, 73 average of 72.7. That's prior to any form of deductions that may be given. And Jeremy slammed it out. Now the next driver out is supposed to be Fanger.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. I did hear a little whisper in my ear before that he's a part of the next group, maybe?
Well, the next group, there's only... okay,
so... The next group, so we're okay, see? He's just chilling out for now. And
so, yeah,
we see Fanger in a couple laps' time, but as we see Jeremy Slammett finishing off...
I'll blame Launchmaster Willie's put a jacket on.
Has he?
He has cheated the system.
He's finally feeling the cold. Launchmaster Willie is human after all, as we see Jeremy Slammett's second run. Good man, 80.7. Good lap from Jeremy.
Wow, fifth position for him.
And keeping down those deductions to keep him in an 80.
Jordan Joyce, he's sitting in 8th position currently in the elite performance Nissan S14. He had a 69, a 78 and an 80 in his first run. We'll see if he can improve that.
Yeah, let's go, Jordan. He's entered nice and wide. Definitely a wide line on the sweeper. It opens up that lock with that wide fab angle. Switches from the touch and go to get himself through. Lot of throttle.
Come on, switch.
Bit of clutch. Is he going to keep it out of the... Is he going to keep it? Is he going to keep it? Yes, he is. Of course, just get nice and high. There we go, Jordan.
Yeah, that's the highest we've seen.
That's it. It was almost over the crown of the road there. You can't get stuck up over that crown of that road there. Yeah, he's
happy. He probably should be.
That's good.
Question from Facebook. How many cars in the pro field? There are 22 qualifying today for the Pro Championship. Round 3, of course, starts tomorrow before we go into round 4 on Sunday when we flip them.
Great lap from Jordan here. This is a very, very impressive lap. Been driving very well this year. He's been doing a lot of driving. He was up in Whangarei doing the Whangarei Street Sprints with Fanger Dan and his teammate Sean Potros last weekend, putting on a show.
Blair Gribble-Bowring was there. How did he?
That's right, he was there.
This Corvette's a fiberglass.
There we go. Good lap from Jordan. I'm looking forward to seeing the score of that run come through, which we're just waiting on as we transit round our last group of the day, our last group of pros to hit the circuit for qualifying. Is anyone going to top Taylor James's score? He's still sitting in P1, isn't he? Taylor James in the borrowed car still sitting in P1 with only 5 drivers to go. So,
of course, we
good on you, Taylor. Good on you, mate. Peddling that unicorn.
The unicorn, the mighty unicorn. There are, as you said, 5 drivers. Fanger Dan Woolhouse, our 4-time and defending Drift King. Connor Halligan, Dave Steadman, Sean Potros, and Case Pullenbury. We've talked about him. He scared us because I thought he was out, but no, he was just in another group. Century Batteries on the one side, he's got Castro on the other. They've been backing him forever. He's a 4-times champion. This is Fanger Dan Woolhouse. CTB on the back, a beautiful car.
Right, so let's get into setup right here. Look at Fanger's back wheel track. He's taken his spaces off. He's pulled those wheels right in, and that's going to stop it from switching too aggressively and too fast. So it makes the car a lot more controllable, especially in these RTRs and the cars like our 86s as well. They're quite wide in the back. They've got a lot of spaces to make up that guard gap and to keep that smooth dry line. But he pulls the spaces off, gets those wheels.
That's what you're talking about right there.
To stop that arch, that swinging arch. And we're going to see here, this is going to be a controllable lap.
Ben Jenkins, 10 years of commentating, probably the greatest comment I've heard. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Right, here we go. Oh, he's gone the wrong way around the cone. That's a slap on the end for the...
Oh, no, but he's going to move himself up into the top there. He does get himself up. Come on, Fanger.
Let's go, Fanger. Let's see what he can do. Listen to the limit of that car, hey, that Coyote.
Supercharged V8.
Oh, he's off that zone there. He's not going to be too happy with himself there. He was definitely off that zone compared to other boys. And he's going to drop a wheel. Oh, he's going to pull off the bumper. He just put back on after last practice. Definitely, this looks like a bit of a banker for a banker run for Fanger. Just get some points on the board and not a couple of ones, but it's definitely not what we can see him do before.
He still managed to keep part of it on the track.
Yeah, kept it on the track, that sort of thing. Definitely dealt to those cones, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe he's on a new tyre this weekend. He's backed by BG Wheels and Tries tyres. And the Tries tyre, the new one that a lot of drivers on. I'm even on them as well. It's the Tries Formula R1 Epic tyre. So maybe it's probably the first time he's driven in the wet on that tyre.
What were the tyres that Jason Ferrin was running? Those?
That's them. This is them.
That's them.
This is the tyre that Ferrin bought over last year.
Okay.
And used, old JC Ferrin.
That was somewhat of a surprise for the competition when they're like, what has he turned up?
Yeah,
gotcha.
So everyone in Australia had this Trias. It's been in Australia for years. And after that, Jason Ferrin, working with BG and with Trias New Zealand last year, they bought in a lot. So there's quite a few drivers on them now. Taylor James, I think the Pull and Brews might have a few, and Fang has only just transitioned this round onto them now because they're an epic tyre. Yeah.
Wow. Another epic driver. He's was he Pro Sport champion from a couple of seasons ago. It's Jason Obersbills on the side. McKinstry Roofing, of course. This is out of Topor. It's Connor Halligan. Score has come through for Fanger Dan. 72.3, but this is Connor Halligan in the 919. It's a 1.5 JZ engine and a Nissan S14, making around 700 horsepower. See how he can go.
Yeah, it's got Connor Halligan, 1.5 JZ, tuned by JT Performance under the bonnet. Let's see what he can do. Very, very good driver. This Connor made into the podium in the last round. He was wide on the sweeper. Big commitment, a lot of speed. As he flicks in, just misses that touch and go as he's coming through Splash. Grabs that cone again, and we're going to see two wheels off, and that's going to be all one, Steve, unfortunately for Connor Halligan.
Well, that's not the one, is it? That's not the tahi, but he's going to go up and just finish this lap. Phoenix Radiators too. Did you see that? It's Phoenix Radiators on that.
Yeah, we back Connor, that's for sure. He's a great driver coming up through the ranks. But also
Radiators for cars as normal cars, road cars as well?
Yeah.
Oh, where do you find
it? Bread and butter.
Phoenix Radiators.co.nz.
Phoenix Radiators.co.nz. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Connor Halligan. He's got Domino tyre on the back. It's a new tyre brand from Chris Howard. Chris Howard obviously doing
this is one of Pickett's ones?
Yep,
sure.
Yep. So Chris Howard does a whole lot of grassroots events, does amazing things for grassroots and Matt Series in New Zealand. But his new tyre brand is Domino Tyres. He supports a couple of drivers, and he supports Connor Halligan full out with the new Zek Nova semi-slick that's on the back of that car, which is an epic looking tyre. If you get a chance to go have a look at that tyre, it looks like a slick. It's still a semi-slick.
Wow, okay.
But it's a very impressive tyre, and Connor Halligan, the first New Zealander to be on them. To go get those tyres, and they seem to be pretty damn good, those tyres.
You know what else is pretty damn good? The broadcast team who are putting this together. Nice work with that slow-mo too, Kyan. Of course, Kaz in there, and our switches and everyone else. A great director too. What an amazing director. What's his name? Brendan White. All right, let's see what Dave Stedman can do. He is our third to last qualifier. This is an RB32 powered Nissan S14, Repco 24/7, Mimico and Napa Auto Parts. Let's see what the Tauranga driver can do as he heads into the first turn, and he is out wide. Hold on to that one, boy. He is probably good. He's going to got a lot closer than I expected coming through that. He's won before here. The Team DSR cars seem to go really well at Manfeild.
Yeah, definitely. Dave Stedman, yep. He's been around for a long time in the D1, and he's a pretty damn good peddler, as we see there on that cutting point. He gets out nice and wide. We saw just before, just a little touch and ripple strip with the suspension movement. As we see him come through here to finish that. That's a nice tidy banker lap for Dave Stedman, and he'll be...
That looked like it was going to be a terrible start to the lap. Yeah. He comes through, and then there's a slight correction, so he's setting up here, and like it looks really nice, smooth arc, and then right there.
Just loses the front of touch, has to do a steering correction.
If you stuff it up at the start, you're never going to get it back. This is one of the few times that we actually almost see it coming back.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be interested to see the score that come through here for Dave Stedman and how they're going to score him, but just gets through there.
And he holds on to it through there. That looked like it was definitely going. It managed to bring it up a little bit. It comes through to finish. Dave Stedman, what's he going to... Oh, okay. Hang on, there's no Sean Potros either.
Sean Potros, unfortunately, has lost
an
engine today. Yeah. Lost an engine.
But he was hoping to have a second car, and that car may not have arrived.
Yeah, so very unfortunate for Sean. Hell of a peddler. Had some...
What do you do, though? Do you talk to... Jordan and say, give me your car?
I don't know how that team works. That team works, but unfortunately, yeah, Sean bowing out of qualifying today. As we see, up and coming talent, epic driver Case Pullenbury coming for his first run.
2JZ powered Core Civil Nissan S14. Case Pullenbury has the winningest streak ever in the history of New Zealand drifting, the D1NZ. He won every round last year and he's won every round so far as he's taken the big step up to pro. Case Pullenbury, go loco on there, and we'll see how he goes. Big angle.
Big angle. Can he get up into this last zone? Let's see. Little adjustment there on the foot brakes. We see the brake light illuminate. But it's going to be a good finish to the lap there from Case. It's going to be a good finish to the lap and a nice banker for him. I'm pretty sure he'll be turning around now with points on the board to give us a wild second lap. But yeah, can we talk about him? Epic driver last year. I think he won every round of Pro Sport last year.
Yeah, but he also won a round before that as well, the previous year, if I'm right.
And then round one of Pro this year.
Yeah, round one of Pro.
Epic.
So I think he's at seven straight wins.
Yeah. Fantastic driver, epic crew. Cody obviously being an amazing driver. He's come up through the Pro Sport ranks with me as well. And yeah, Captain Murray Pullenbury building these amazing cars, and he just spammers on them. Murray, he just loves tinkering away and builds these epic cars for these two boys to drive. And it's so good to see them down here at Manfeild and Case putting on a damn good lap one. So here we go. Let's see what my mate Fanger can do. What can he pull out? Has he gotten angry? Is he angry himself for his first lap?
Well, he's got 12th position at the moment, 71.7. He will definitely want to get himself to at least 8th place. He's going to need to push that car. It's a Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D, running that Coyote V8. It's supercharged, and he's gone for the inside again.
550 horsepower.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree.
650?
No, I don't agree.
I don't think it's 800. Really?
Yeah. Here we go. Fanger initiating. What can he do? Bumper flying off. No care. Doesn't care. He's quite wide on the sweeper. Can he bring it into the touch and go? Yes, he does. He gets in. Gets into that apex. The middle of the splash. Now he just needs to control it. No wheel drops. Don't want to see any wheel drops here, Fanger. Don't throw it away. Don't get too wide.
No, that's not a wheel drop. Stop looking.
He's dropped a wheel. The lap was going to be amazing up until then, but he just pushed it a little bit too wide. As he gets it through the rest of the section.
He held on to it there. Okay, we'll just take the deduction for the wheel drop.
Take the deduction for the wheel drop. Let's see the point. Then I don't know how the judges are going to score this, though, being so wide on the sweep. He's so wide out there if they're going to like the knot. But he got back to the touch and go, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, but he's drift cork through and through, and so was JT. So surely there's got to be... I'll watch the scores. I bet you JT scores them higher.
Up until here, up until the wheel drop.
Stop looking at it. So I just want everyone to know that I'm honest and truthful in what I say. I'm totally full of it. I'm just trying to rack you guys up, and I'm getting grabbed by the director. Yeah, I've been told. You know how else is going to get told? Connor Halligan, he's going to get told to fully send it. 1.5 JZ under the bonnet. Hanson and Murray, he's got the sponsors. Come on, what's your score, Fanger?
Rightio, what are they going to give Fanger for his score? We see Connor Halligan leaving the line for his second run. Can Connor Halligan improve? Yes, hopefully he will improve on his one.
Well, he will make his way around the outside. Oh, this is probably the 12th time Fanger's done that at this track.
Here we go, Connor Halligan getting a run up. Let's see what he can do. A little bit of nerves be on his side, definitely.
That's a slow start.
Yeah.
Smart though. So this is about putting it on track.
Here we go. He's wide on the sweeper. Same sort of line that Fangerdan took in the sweeper.
Not as wide.
Switching. Not too much commitment on that switch. So just had a little bit of hesitation on that switching there, which caused a low angle switch.
Connor sitting on a...
he's grabbed that handbrake. Can he... Yeah, he stopped
sitting on one at the moment.
The wheel off.
And he'll start to slingshot it up. He'll use a lot of handbrake to get himself there. But back on the gas. Comes through to finish.
That's just a little bit off those clips to finish that lap off. But in saying that, the nerves sitting in Connor Halligan and in his mind after his first run of having a 1, he's going to have some points on the board here. So that's all he needed to do was get some points and get through this rain.
So Sean Potros, I have the team doing another motor overnight, hopefully back tomorrow to make battles. I don't know.
Good luck, Sean. I hope you get it back, mate. Right, replay here of Connor.
How does he make battles, though? Doesn't he have to set 1 point score?
I believe, from what I've heard, he won't be in tomorrow, but he'll be in for round 4 on Sunday, and will start with a 1. So he'll be at the bottom.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get some clarification.
We need some clarification. Hopefully Kenny Ruddle's watching this, because he's always good for telling me what the...
Let's go, Dave Stedman. Here we go.
Second run of the day for Dave Stedman, sitting a 3rd in the championship currently. His first run for 7th position, an 80.7. He got a 78, a 78, and an 86. He's kept it on the track this time. Let's see how far he can drag that rear of that S14 up. Not too bad. He'll start to slice the nose back down, get back on the throttle, and finish the lap. A good, solid finish for Dave Stedman. He's certainly going to have some points. Where did Fanger go in the second run? He moved into 10th.
Fanger's score, 78.3. So it did improve. It did improve slightly, but look, he got the wheel deduction. He would have been an 80.3, but he got a deduction. Like I said before.
Told you so. 8 points difference between JT and the other person. The other judges. Yep.
Rightio, Dave Stedman, the replay of his lap here. Is he going to improve on his first run? Dave Stedman sitting on a 80.7 for his first run.
Can I also say that JT across the board has actually scored higher than the other ones? This man here, he leads the championship. This man here has won more than anything else. He got Go Loco, but CK Earthworks, Core Civil on the side. What can't he do as he goes down the hands of Launch Master Willie? It's full send, and this is down the front straight here at Manfeild Circuit Presamon. It is the last run of the day.
Let's see what sort of show we can see here from Case. He's sitting in 8th with a 80.3, and if I know this kid, he's going to put on a heater. So here we go. Let's see what he can do. Getting up there, run up. We're going through the gears, the G-Force GSR. Looking at aggressive initiation there from Case in the wet. He's quite wide on the sweeper. Can he bring it back into the touch and go?
We saw it with Fanger, and he's, well, I guess he's got it.
Get there. He just got there. Maybe a little bit more room there he could have got to as he comes through the next section. Nice. A lot of angle. He's scrubbed a lot of speeds. That means he's going to come through here a lot smoother, Steve. He's not going to drop a wheel there. A lot of angle. It's definitely a lot slower, but it's not going to set him up for the last outer zone enough, but still.
Do we see more than an 80-point score?
Possibly not with just that last part. He left the last zone a little bit too late and didn't get himself across in time. Second to last zone, sorry, and didn't get himself across in time to the last zone. As we see here, nice sweeper, gets back into the touch and go, uses the grip of the car, the forward drive of those tyres, sets it up there to grab the apex and splash and move on out to the outer ribble strip, keeps it off the ribble strip to stop the effective spin. And just gets around here, a little bit more room. He could have been out towards those cones, but he didn't dig a hole, didn't get through, and then just left it a little bit too late to get across to that last zone there, as we see, which set him up awkwardly for this last corner. But he's going to have 0 deductions on wheel drop-offs, which is a good thing. Will he improve on an 80.3? I don't know, and we're about to find out. But what a way to end qualifying here, Steve.
Definitely a way to finish it. Case Pullenbury, we'll see where he finishes. Currently in 8th position. Obviously, he can't get any worse than that. As we see, wow, look at that. I can tell you that one there is probably telling a few lies to what it's really like. Looking very, very dark out the doors at the moment as they start heading back in. Are we going to see an improvement from Case? We know that in the top 8 he gets the pass, and is it an improvement? By 1.
It's an improvement. There we go. Case Pullenbury gets a 1-point improvement from an 80.3 to an 81.3 on his second run. So good on your, Case. Keeping it on the track, minimising those deductions, those wheel deductions, which are all so important when it's the treacherous weather like this. And now we see, here we go. Here we go, here's our leaderboard, here is our qualifying, and congratulations, Taylor James takes out P1 in the borrowed car.
Jordan Joyce sitting in second position, 84.
Amazing, Jordan Joyce sitting in second on an 84. Luke Fink in the boss's car, 83.3. Dave Stedman, a man who knows his way around Manfeild with an 83. Cody Pullenbury in 5th with an 83. Michael Thorley in 6th with an 81.7. Case Pullenbury, younger brother of Cody, just behind Michael Thorley in an 81.3. Jeremy Slammett, good qualifying performance from him, in the JDM Supra, and 80.7 with Clayton Daly of RHP in the Supra from 79.3. Fanganan gets himself through with a 78.3. Here we go. Jaranov Krona in 11th with a 75 flat. Connor Halligan finishes off in 12th with a 75 flat. Sam West on a 72.7. Closely behind with Adam Davies on a 63. Actually, not closely behind. Adam Davies on a 63.7 for 14th position. Kurt Blackie in 15th with a 52.7. Johnny Latham from Christchurch, 44.7 for 16th.
And after that,
here we go. Jace Brown on a 1 in 17th. James McManaway in 18th, and the rest of the field sitting there on 1s. So as we finish off our qualifying day here in the wet, treacherous conditions here in Manfeild, we're going to let our crew go and get a bit dry. The driver's going to get a bit dry. And thanks for tuning in today. We will see you guys tomorrow for Battle Day for round 3 of the Repco D1NZ.
D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase, which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at d1nz.com.